Welcome to Game Changer World. John, how are you doing tonight? Ooh,
I'm doing great, man. You almost slipped for a second here. This is one of those things. Yeah, it's what happens when you're in your when you've completed 3 years together. So congratulations, bud. 2 days ago, you and I have successfully completed 3 years of GCW wrestling. You and I both have done well over 220 reviews of shows. So there were some shows you and I did 3. We did 3 first sometimes back in the day.
We still do that now, except we don't do 3 hours each. Thank God.
No. This is also show number 10. Just wanted to say that on Game Changer World tonight.
Yes. Yeah, real fast. I wanted to hit up on that because I didn't have too much time to respond to that message. I was at work at that time. But yeah, big shout out to you, John. Thank you for coming aboard 3 years ago. Thank you, Clown. Great one. Frank, everyone else that's been here throughout all this time. Talent, behind the scenes people, everybody in GCW. And yeah, it's been a crazy 3 years, but thank you everybody that's been along with. And yeah, thank you, John, for staying along with us for that time too.
I can really say, everyone, right now, me and B just need to take a second for one thing. I just want to say thank you so much. But number two, dude, we had no idea what we were getting into 3 years ago when we sat down and just bullshitted about, hey, just start a podcast. And I pushed well beyond more than probably you ever expected. And with hard work and persistence, we're here, man.
For the good, though, you pushed definitely for the good.
So many times I told my wife too, I'm like, he is gonna kill me, but I got to give this a try. And like, we've batted 1,000 every single time. We have not had issues and troubles, and I think that's just because we've just tried to keep our nose clean, not do anything too crazy or negative. So it's like, man. I'll just get to this real quick. Hi, Dereiss. Do we have Twitch? No, but I can talk to the big man about that and see if that's something. If enough people, I'll tell you what, message me, DM me on X or on Twitter. If I see enough people, I mean 5, 10 that's willing to maybe go over there, I'll obviously mention it, because if it makes sense, then it makes sense. Hello, Clown. Good to see you. Always first in chat. If there was an award, Clown is gonna have it. Havoc, nice to see you here.
Actually, there's an award. That's what. Yeah, it's kind of funny you brought that up. We just now noticed on Twitter or on YouTube here on the top right, keeps track of like leaderboard of fan interactions, super chats, and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing that we're going to maybe keep an eye out on it tonight, kind of see how it goes. And maybe in the future, look into rewarding some people for the chats and stuff. It is pretty cool.
Hey, you know what? I think that's a great idea too. Anything we can do, because I don't know if people are noticing, but a lot of the same names come through here. Some of us are friends over time. I hope we all kind of become friends, get to see each other at some of these shows. Frank, our East Coast correspondent, there's a lot of people, a lot of listeners that like to see him at the show. If you see that beautiful face right there, definitely go say hi to him. Great one. Big weekend for indie wrestling. GCW drew about 1K for their show, and they weren't the only promotion on or above the 4-digit mark. You love to see it. I feel dumb. I should have asked Brett if they cracked 1K. I bet you they did.
I want to bring up that same point the great one made. Like, it was just so cool seeing all the wrestling companies around that Texas succeed all week long and pull major numbers and have a lot of cool clips and viral stuff and cool moments. So yeah, big shout out to not just indie wrestling, but wrestling in general. It was cool to see one of those weekends wrestling be celebrated instead of always looking at the bad and try to fight each other. It's like everybody seemed to enjoy everything going on. So that was cool to see.
Win 8K, I believe it's the first time. Wink 8K. Gosh, I'm having a hard time tonight. Welcome. Juggalo, welcome. Vlad Putin, the leader of Russia, welcome. Let's see if there's anything else. Juggalo said had a great time watching Lunacy last night. Big return for Shockboy, Pondo. Yeah, so that's the thing, is I've been watching more just because we have that GCW invasion going on over there. And again, I've really enjoyed it. So let's see here. Yeah. Oh no, are you already muted, sir?
Yes, I am. Damn it.
Oh,
Your video froze on me too. That's what made me like kind of stop. But yeah, no excuses.
Oh no.
That was the first one tonight. Yeah, I've been wanting to check those out now. I got time. There's you said about 6 episodes to catch up. 6 episodes ago is when we kind of started seeing GCW show up and stuff. So yeah, I seeing the clips I've been seeing as of late. It's been looking interesting. That card is looking really strong as well.
Man, oh man, let's see what else we have here. Dion Springfield, nice to see you. Also, the show in Dallas was fire. All those fluorescent lights. Also, what was nice was all the new fans. We'll talk about that a little further in, but we've definitely seen a little bit of an influx of new people, even on Twitter coming into GCW, just people that went to the show or people that heard about us, and things are on the upswing, brother. We'll talk about that too, I think. Nice. Okay, who else? We have so many here. Famous athlete Hashimoto, please come back to Chicago. Patrick Scroggins, good to see you tonight. Ishmael is in here, one of KJ's favorites. Frank Abrams said, I will be in Coney, by the way. That's going to be in 2 days from now. Havoc, TJ, you're here. Nice to see you, Havoc. I think we've got almost everyone that's in here. James LeBron is in here. Big Bubba Perkins, good to see you in here also tonight. I think that's everyone for right now. That's a very extensive list, but I just wanted to say thank you so much again. This is full circle, brother. We went from just audio, really like less than 10 listeners, and now we're doing it, man. It was a lot of work, but no one else is went in that long. And no lie, we have helped and tried our best to work with every single GCW podcast or anybody that's ever come along, because we've always thought from the beginning that the podcast place is big enough for everyone. And we wanted to make content. It wasn't about making a home run ever. So we're really thankful for that.
Those have all been fun too. The times that we get to hop on other people's shows and kind of talk about our stories, or even GCW, like they want us to come on and talk about it. Those have been super fun too. I kind of hope we get to do more cross promotions too, bring some other people on our show and talk about some stuff, because it's been a crazy 3 years, and like you said, full circle coming around. It's been fun to do.
And no lie, a lot of hard work. A lot of hard work. No lie, guys. It's really a lot of hard work that none of us saw coming. We just had no idea. Moving on to the whatnot that happened at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Did you see any of that tonight, B?
Nah, I haven't been checking out the last few whatnots.
Okay, well, this is where I want the listeners to kind of kick in and chat for a minute. I want to know what everybody's thoughts were about the special guest that showed up at GCW's whatnot tonight. And if you didn't see it, the special guest was Nick Gage. Nick Gage was on there with his little dog. They were chilling, just having a good old time. I thought it was a nice thing to see. Fans popped heavy. It was really fun.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I didn't hear anything about that.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, anyone in chat, what's your thoughts about this? And what do you think here? Right there. The whatnot was cool as hell. Always great to see Gage. You know what? I don't even buy stuff because I can't always afford to buy anything, but I always show up just to see what they're talking about. And I missed last week's, but this week I wanted to hit because I was thinking maybe they do another like a reveal for a new venue or something, but they didn't here. Nick has been retweeting a lot of GCW stuff. Okay, so I think this has been said publicly, so I'll just kind of say that Brett has already said that Gage is not on GCW TV because of some argument or fight or whatever kind of news was out there. He's like waiting on him for something like medical or physical, I believe he said, if I can remember correctly. And again, I can't remember if that was a tweet or on Patreon, but I know that wasn't a personal conversation. So I think that's kind of a wait and see. I think until that time, and again, this is one I want to hear from everyone else. I think until that time, throw him on commentary. I think he'd be fantastic on commentary. Maybe thoughts on that?
Yeah. We've always said he's been fun on commentary. I think maybe not a whole show, but especially during the death matches and where it seems fitting for him, I think if they use him properly, for sure, run on commentary would always be fun to still kind of keep him around and freshen everybody's mind and keep him still like around the fans too.
Frankie says it's been an open secret. The Gage has been backstage at a lot of recent AC and Phil. You see, and that's what Frankie's here for. If you're not on the East Coast, you may not know that, but yeah, he's in attendance at a lot of those shows, just in the back, running around saying hi to everyone. We'll see what happens. Yeah, hoping Drew versus Gage will eventually happen. Havoc, you are right up B's alley. He's a huge Drew fan.
Yeah, Drew. I don't know if we'll get to it at the end of the show talking about Japan. The Drew versus Atticus in Japan was one of those. God, I would like. I need to go to a Japan show in GCW. Like that's one of my goals, and that match is right there. Drew versus Nick Gage. If I'm not mistaken, that was the match that was supposed to happen last time we saw Nick Gage. When he didn't show up that night, and then I think that was when Brandon Kirk filled in. So yeah, hopefully Drew versus Gage will eventually happen, and we get the King versus the Prince for deathmatch. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and that's another one looking forward to. Let's see. Yeah, Nick is surprisingly good as color. Anyone who's ever listened to any of those shows on commentary, especially the some of those backyard events, are, man, it's so much fun. And if you ever heard Brett and Nick Gage together on the microphone, they play off of each other so well because they're so comfortable talking with each other. Another bonus. But yeah, my thing is I'll just post a poll tomorrow and see what people say. But yeah, I'd like to know what GCW fans think about that one. Let's see here. Did any fans hear any announcements whatsoever? I'm only asking because there was a small amount of time where I just wasn't watching. So were there any reveals or anything outside of that? I know he was working on doing some match reveals. So if anybody heard anything, please let me know. And so sorry, I don't have that information, but I felt like he was going to give some matches away for Japan, but we'll see.
I mean, what I saw already announced for Japan was strong.
Yeah. Yeah. It sounds like it's only going to get better. We'll see what happens because I don't know. It feels like Brett has access to big guns a little more now than he did before, or the people we have become bigger guns.
That too, yeah. Atticus versus Miyu. Whoa.
There we go. Hurricane Hall.
Whoa.
Boom. Okay. That
like
could
that
be
one.
A little bloody.
Miyu? Not Rena. Miyu.
Oh shit, Miyu. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, Atticus is trying to get away from that a little bit. He wasn't trying to be in death matches all the time or 100%. So, yeah, very, very excited for Japan, GCW.
Same.
All right. So let me get through my spiel and then we can kind of push on to boss of all bosses. We're already 16 minutes in just bullshitting here.
It's all good. All good.
All right. So please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want notified when we go live. Super chats are available if you want to donate. Leave a comment. It's free and really does help us out. And as always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight. Sit down and relax. You're amongst friends. And together we are going to go deep into the evening. We have a lot to cover, and this will be a great show. So you good to go straight into good old GCW show in Dallas?
Let's do it. GCW boss of all bosses from Gillies in Dallas, Texas.
So there was a lot of hype going into this event. I ran a poll with the fans after the show. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being excellent, 1 being piss poor, what do you rate GCW's boss of all bosses? So B, just for fun, before I give the results away, what would you give boss of all bosses out of 10?
I don't know. 8.5. 8.5.
I should have written down the number. I had 8.5.
Yeah.
I think there's room for improvement there, but I would say it's well above average, and it's on the higher end of really good.
I went to
not excellent.
My first answer was a B, but then I was like, or 8, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give it 8.5. I think actually what made it go over was the Stackhouse and KJ match. That's what bumped it up at least right there immediately for me. But yeah, it was a very strong show.
Well, yeah, I polled the fans, and 6% gave it a 5 or a 6 out of 10. The next bracket was 7 or 8. That's 24% of the fans. and 70% of the fans gave it a 9 or a 10. So, I mean, it sounds like we're all right around the same area. I would say for most people, a 9 sounds about right. 9,
Yeah,
9.5, maybe.
I think I had higher expectations, and maybe one or two things here could have been done a little different, in my opinion, that we'll get to. But that, other than that, it was a really strong show, and another strong show following a bunch of series of strong shows. And just looking forward, it's I said earlier, it's gonna be a fun summer, and it absolutely has been in GCW for sure.
It was a record crowd. That's one thing that I know Brett mentioned on Twitter. That was a huge thing for him. And I think someone else is mentioning here close to 1K. So, I mean, another thing that's just fantastic to hear, another 1K plus crowd for GCW, you know, write that one in the books for an independent company. That's amazing. There were fans about as far as the lights could see. This was the second venue in a row that had blue purple lights. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe that's our thing. If we have a choice in color of lights, I've noticed it's always been that purple or that blue purple. The TVs that were hung at Gillies looked great. It would have been even better if they played the live broadcast on them. You know, something like a sporting event, you know, no matter if you're waiting in line for popcorn or if you're peeing, you can still hear or see what's going on. I would have liked that here with Ash and GoPro, excellent camera work and a great job by the wrestlers of finding the camera all night. This was supposed to be a 10-match card, but 2 matches were combined into one. We were going to see Mance versus Ricky Morton and Manders versus Kerry Morton, but it was turned into a tag team match. We had Manders and Ricky versus Mance and Kerry. We will talk about that more later, but I felt like that was a smart move and the proper time saver, because I felt like the tone of the matches are going to be very similar. So there's no reason to double dip twice. We might as well just go in once. Everybody knows how to work with each other. Everyone's either friends or family in that match, but we'll get to that one later too. But yeah, huge weekend for AEW and GCW. Like all huge weekends, I hope we made some new fans. So if there are new fans in here tonight, welcome. Everyone in chat is extremely friendly. You're going to find some people to talk to in here for sure. Everyone's respectful as long as you're cool. Give your opinions as much as possible. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Of anything else before we get into that first match, of any impressions on Gillies at all?
Just kind of going in, like my second note of the first match was seeing the place look packed was awesome to see. And also same thing, kind of going into what I was saying with Screwball earlier too, was awesome to see all the wrestling sell out everywhere this weekend, and seeing kind of wrestling explode is because not just because of AEW, but because of an AEW show. I'm a big AEW fan since day one too. It was kind of fun to see all that kind of come to fruition. But I guess I could say that before the Scramble, even though it was in the second notes of the Scramble. All right.
Man.
Our opening Scramble match was had 6 competitors: Jack Cartwheel, Bobby Flacco, Cappuccino Jones, Dulce Tormenta, Gringo Loco, and Gavin Ash.
We'll start with the young blood. Welcome to GCW Fireball Gavin Ash. He's 18, young to the game, and I have limited knowledge on him. His look is reminiscent of a young Nick Wayne, all the way down to the elongated neck and the sloped shoulders. I think he has good looking gear. His top rope spot took a little too long, and there was not enough snap on his rotation. That made the people he was working with try a little extra harder. Everything else looked promising, and I think he should be happy with the performance. He's obviously still learning and growing, but I see him only a year or two away from his confidence and speed picking up in the ring. The dual shooting star press with Cartwheel was badass. We need a young shining star at GCW, and I see good things on the horizon for him if he continues to bust his ass. That's how I feel about him. What were your thoughts on Fireball?
Fireball. Who's Fireball?
Oh, I'm sorry, Gavin Ash. That was the
new
okay.
Kid, I knew Gavin. I missed that Fireball nickname. Yeah, no, I had the same exact thought. He right away, first impression, like, holy shit, this is like Nick Wayne. And then I'll kind of I had the same thought once again later on once we get to -1. But he looked really good. I loved seeing Cappuccino Jones and Jack Hart will kind of have the matching going along with his tag team, because I really enjoy them on Evolve as a tag team. I think it's cool to see them kind of bring it down here. And I wrote in my notes, it would be fun seeing them kind of get a match against YDNP. And and when we get to that match later, talk about the tag team talent in the independent scene. It's been fun watching those two. Dulce Tormenta, it was awesome to see her come back. Bobby Flacco, always cool to see him pop up wherever in a GCW show. I didn't expect him. And then, Gringo Loco, when I saw this match announced coming back, was awesome to see. And it was just the amount of talent in this match was just first match right away. And just Dulce Tormenta, Gringo, and all these people in a Scramble was, I think, a start to a pretty epic show that was about to follow.
Yeah, the Scramble felt a little more mature. And generally, we just have a lot of younger shooters in there. And we did have a little younger shooters, but we also had a ring general or two in there at the same time. I thought it was funny that Jack was wrestling in jean shorts. I didn't know if that was on purpose or if that was on accident. Maybe some gear got lost or something.
So it's a tag team of him and Cappuccino Jones. They're a tag team on Evolve. So that's what I was saying. That it was kind of cool seeing them bring their tag team from Evolve and the matching gear and stuff down here at GCW. I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah.
Okay. So they are something. This is me being in the GCW tunnel.
I forgot the name. I actually think they got a pretty cool tag team name together, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look it up here real fast. But it was. That's what I kind of thought was kind of cool, seeing them have the matching gear and bringing it together.
Dude, okay, so I just wrote here that it was cool seeing, Cap for his second time now. With the pants, I see shades of NWA TNA Ron Killings, and he brings something to the ring that I like in that category. I think that if Cap wanted to, there's a chance there that maybe he could talk to Ron Killings and maybe get one or two things off of him, because Ron's in that age now where he's able to maybe pass a couple things down. And I think that that's something that maybe they should do, but I also could just be seeing something, that's not there. Like you were saying, Gringo Loco, we last saw him April 19th at the Clusterfuck in Las Vegas. He flew under the radar. Happy to see him back after months off. Same thing. He has new gear. I liked it a lot. I'm always a fan of him. He always keeps his gear fresh, and I like the colors he always chooses. Welcome back, Dulce Tormenta. Happy to see her back in a GCW ring. Last seen December 14th, 2024 in LA at Highest in the Room 3. I feel she was given several spotlights in this match, and she made the most of them. I even could say she showed out a little. Did you agree there on that one?
Yeah. And I thought it was like kind of surprised. I didn't see a lot of the other shows, like how I think she's from the Texas area, like locally, that's where she wrestles a lot out of. I thought like seeing her was kind of surprised not seeing her on more cards throughout that weekend, but I was kind of glad we were lucky enough to get her on ours.
I just want to put this up here real quick. Do you think we can get a preview of the Showcase Showdown this Thursday? We will be having a preview. Yes, I do have a rundown, since that's our next show coming up. We always like to do the previews at the end of the night. We're going to be talking about that definitely, where we have time to do that too. Yeah, it's Adrenaline Drip. Thank you so much, TJ.
Yeah, I thought it was like a pretty cool name. Yeah.
And then Jort's Cartwheel. Hey, so here's something funny. If you really pay attention, John Cena kind of had a similar build as Jack Cartwheel somewhat, because they're both in bodybuilding. So there is a possibility there that Cartwheel could do some of the Cena things, but he would need booking if he wants to do the moves of doom kind of thing. So anyway, Bobby's over in Dallas. I wish he had his dirt bike. He debuts a new move. It's called the AO driver. Thought that was pretty badass. Our finish here. Oh, sorry. You wanted to say something, huh? You like that one?
That spike on the AO driver was like, oh, and then like he kind of got up like, hey, I just did a quick little check in. It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Then did the AO. Yeah, that was a pretty sick. I thought he's done that move before though.
I think it might be the first time he named it, or it might have been the first time that Emil said it.
Oh, I feel like I've heard that like in every match, like the AO driver, but like I thought maybe it was a different variation, because like that one spiked hard. So yeah, I thought that was a very move that stood out indeed throughout this match.
Chat will correct us if it's been done more than once or whatnot, but it could very well be me. I'm ferociously taking notes while these matches are going on, so Our finish here, Gringo Loco came off the top rope with an avalanche base bomb on Cartwheel. Andy covers Jack for 3. Our winner, Gringo Loco. I wrote here, total team players. Everyone got their stuff in. More of all 6 of these competitors in a scramble match. I would not complain.
Yeah, I wrote, I wish it was actually longer because I loved everybody in the match. I thought it was a strong opening match, and I love the finish, and the bounce that Gringo got on that Gringo bomb was crazy as hell too. Yeah, bravo to everybody. Bring Cappuccino Jones and Jack Cartwheel as adrenaline drip back to challenge YDNP. Like I said, I'll probably talk about that again later, but seeing them together was awesome. And yeah, Dulce Tormenta belongs anywhere on any show. And it was cool to have her on ours. And Gavin Ash, yeah, bring him back. I would definitely like to see more of what Gavin Ash does provide as a wrestler, because that was the first time I seen or heard of that name and everything, and it was awesome.
And 10 minutes felt like 6. They really did compress
10, I was
time.
like, ooh, like maybe it wasn't like too short. For me, it just did feel shorter, but I just want more. Like, I loved it. It was awesome. All right. Next we get a video of Atticus questioning Effy's title reign and motivations.
All right. So video of Atticus questioning Effy's title reign and motivations. Let me talk about that. So Atticus was speaking of esoteric thoughts and ways of projecting himself and his consciousness. That's a whole other show if we covered that. He said he's going to reset GCW back to its original timeline. Look at you laughing over there. It caught me off guard because I didn't know you read the first sentence in it.
Well, because you went on mute, and I was like, oh, he's not mute. Like, I'll just keep it going there.
No, you're good.
That video was what we love about what I at least love about Atticus being back and providing us content throughout the week. And seems every week he's got a new video and new promo. I actually have the documentary. I still haven't watched it yet. I have a bookmark here, so I actually might check it out here before next week's show to talk about that a little bit more and see what if it's even worth talking. Have you seen it or no?
No.
Okay. So yeah, I want to check it out, just see what it's like and see what's going on behind those eyes of Atticus back in GCW and what he's going to open up to everybody. But that's what these videos, he opens up a new version of his character and gets us into the next match. And I don't know, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, it was a good way to get us got me excited already for what I was assuming the main event of the night.
One to follow asks, have they talked about Tremont's blood volcano eruption yet? No, not yet. That'll be, so we do everything in sequential order. So since that's the last match of the night, that's going to be the last match that we talk about tonight. So, I mean, you just got in here. We're just chilling right now. We're literally wrapping up match 1 right now. We're getting ready to go into match 2. So yeah, we'll hit match 9 just about, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour or so. We'll see what happens there. But no, we haven't talked about it yet. Yeah.
And that one specific comment, I think that's why you made a note of it too, which stood out for me, was resetting it back to its original timeline. And I thought that was like just a big story moment. Being back in Dallas is where he could have now it's his time to reset it in Dallas. Yeah, and like what GCW would look in its original timeline, and kind of how it feels like we're kind of moving with the ultra violence and the bigger names come in and the bigger shows and the bigger venues. I thought everything that promo hit on was really foretelling of the ending of the show.
I don't know, man. I was going to say something else and I lost it. What a night. Okay. Get it together, John. No, seriously. I feel like I'm thrown off. I feel like I haven't warmed up yet. Something's off. So maybe match 2 will do it here.
All right. Our next match is Joey Janela versus Man Like Dereiss.
Okay, I did a poll here because this was a match that we actually knew everybody who was in. 80% of the fans polled said that they thought Joey Janela was going to win this match. Man Like Dereiss came to the ring with Brody Lee Jr., and alongside him were these huge Brody chants from the fans. I thought that was a nice surprise. Joey was working to get heat in this match. At one point, he was flipping off Brody. Dereiss used Brody's help to whip himself into Joey. Also, just to mention that Joey's arm still isn't supposed to be good for months. And just for fun, I have a little poll I want to put here. I'm not going to really do it, but do you think Brody will be taller than Joey by 2026? I'm just kind of wondering. It's going to be close, dude. Brody was tall. His dad was 6'7".
Oh yeah, if not taller,
dude. It's only a matter of time, and he's at that age where he'll just pop up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Brody did a good job selling the match from ringside, including starting an 0121 chant. I'll go straight to our finish here because I thought it was a beautiful sequence. Joey goes to deliver a chair shot to Dereiss. Brody gets in the ring, takes the chair out of Joey's hands, and then hits him with a satellite DDT and a lariat. Joey then gets back up, attempts to hit Dereiss, and knocks down Brody. Fans are pissed. Brody is out on the mat. Fans are chanting, "Fuck you, Joey." And in response, that's the heat that Joey was really looking for. Dereiss is not happy. Joey grabs Brody by the hair. He's getting the asshole chants. Dereiss holds Joey. Brody goes for the kick and accidentally hits Dereiss. Brody then super kicks Janela, and after back-to-back 2 counts, Joey hits a package pile driver and wraps him up for 3. So our winner in this match at 12 minutes and 5 seconds was Joey Janela. I wrote here that this match was a singles match, but the focus wasn't on the wrestlers by design. Brody hits a huge destroyer on Joey. Joey bumped his ass off. Everyone's happy as they go home. What were your thoughts on Janela, Dereiss, and Brody?
I kind of would have switched who would have been the face and heel there, because didn't the last time we seen Brody Lee Jr. he was out there with Joey for the during the scramble, or did no? Do they have a moment in that match where? Actually, now I'm recalling it because it's not been so long. I think Brody did throw out Joey, and that's why he was a heel. So never mind. I think it did make total sense talking it out now. But that was going to lead me to my next point, because man like Dereiss, I think he's one of the next big things in wrestling, especially out of the indie scenes. That we used to kind of talk about Alec Price, Jordan Oliver, Atticus, Mason. I think man like Dereiss is just right there. I think he's so good with the audience. He has a good look, can be a great heel, great face, comedy. His in-ring work is great, and this match further proved it. And I just think he's just so valuable out there. Same thing every time we get him, I'm so happy. I wish we got him for a little bit longer of time, that we could kind of do a story around him and showcase a little deeperness of his character and his depth as a wrestler. And but this also makes me kind of miss where I know you don't have to follow up on it. I don't want to talk about it. I'm the only one that ever brings this up and talks about it. I just think this is where the Extreme Belt would be fun and useful. This match, Joey, I think it would be doing good work and having his matches that he and his style of matches with this Extreme Belt, I think would make it more useful and elevate a lot more people. But I know that belt is long gone, and I'm the only one out here. But other than that, bravo to everyone. And it was cool, as you said, this wasn't about either of those two. It was about Brody. And yeah, I think it was funny. Clown out here said exactly what I was thinking. Brody out here making the dates and going from show to show on going from Ring of Honor, to the next show. I thought that it's just cool seeing him out there doing what he seems to love. And I hope we get to see more of him. And I hope he does get to get more training underneath his belt and do continue to make dates out here for other promotions. But overall, I thought it was a pretty cool. What do you say? 12 minutes? Yeah, that one felt longer than. Yeah, true. Yeah, Joey would lose the belt again. And here's the funny part: when Joey was a champion, I'm asking for a different champion. I wanted someone different. Now that belt's gone, I'm I wouldn't even mind these matches now that Joey's having. This makes sense. And yeah, I thought it was it felt longer than 12 minutes, and I think in a good way. And yeah, so our second matchup, it was a good one. Yeah. Next one is our Garage Beer Rules match, as it is Shotzi Blackheart, the indie god, going against Mack Cardona.
Yeah, sponsored by Garage Beer with Garage Beer Rules. Did anybody catch any rules?
Yeah. I wrote there, I was like, I love the Garage Beer sponsorship. Wish there was really a gimmick to this match, because it didn't feel like there really was, other than Garage Beer had to be used during the match.
I think loser. I'm thinking loser gets a beer poured on him. Something fun.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of
Yeah.
really anything, but that's why I don't I don't own a beer company. So,
I was the same thing though. I was like, I wish there was a gimmick, an actual gimmick to it.
with Cardona, you almost would have figured there was, but I wonder if he had something and the company went, this is a sponsorship, not a joke. You know what I mean?
Want to follow? I will back that up. It is actually really good. I like the lime one. That's the only one I had, and it was really good. And I've been trying to last two shows. I've been trying to have one on here with me to kind of help further this sponsorship. We're trying to get with them.
We're going to be talking about KJ soon. Stick with us because I have a stat or two on KJ that's kind of impressive. I'm looking forward to sharing that here soon. So in regards to old Blackheart and Cardona here, I felt like the back and forth that really started this whole thing was fun. Shotzi stole Cardona's name. Cardona committed Grand Theft Auto on Shotzi's tank, rolled her over her arm and broke it. Shotzi cut a promo at Disney, finding an indie hat. Now, I'm just going to say, taking a step back for a minute and not knowing who is heel or face, wouldn't you think Shotzi's the bad one here? She technically started it by trying to steal his name. Isn't he allowed to protect his own name, or am I thinking way too hard? I'm thinking too hard, right?
I think you're thinking too hard there.
You know what I mean, though, right? Like if I just came into the industry out of nowhere, I'm like, I'm B. You would be like, fuck that. Yeah,
okay. Now why are you making me mad now, man? We're having a nice fun show.
I don't know. I just thought that was kind of an idea. Says I'm starting to warm up to the idea of doing shows on non-WrestleMania weekends. I know GCW does a ton. I don't know. Let's see there. Maybe I didn't read it right. I'd be pissed if I was one of the fans that been spit on. I could see that. I could see someone being upset just a little bit. Yeah, as a fan, great when you're thinking way too hard. I was thinking too hard. Shotzi was well received by the fans. I'm sure her merch line was long. I didn't even ask anybody that was there live. I just figured it was going to be. Matt has an I broke Shotzi's arm shirt. I don't know how many fans knew the arm was a work, but they played along with it. Shotzi played up the injury very well. Both start immediately into the crowd. Matt was spitting garage beer on fans. They fight to the bar. Shotzi jumps off the bar and DDTs Cardona onto the floor. We have an Air Shotzi Sabu tribute. I thought that was fun. Cardona put garage beer in Shotzi's mouth and broski boot to the face. Matt grabs a 24-pack and hits Adam with them. So now we have a referee down. Shotzi covers for 6, but no referee. Cardona goes for the low blow. Of course, that doesn't work. She low blows Cardona. That does work. DDTs him onto a chair. She covers. Adam goes for the 3 count, and Mance Warner disrupts the count by pulling Adam out of the ring. Our finish here, Mance goes to spit beer on Shotzi. He misses her and hits Cardona in the eyes. Cardona can't see. Shotzi hits Mance with the cast. He's out. She rolls up Cardona for 3, and our winner here in an 11-minute match, Shotzi Blackheart. The polls said that 67% felt that Shotzi was going to win this one. I felt she was going to win too. How did you feel?
I thought she was going to win as well. I like the match. I thought she really was hurt. So if it is all the work and she's not really injured, then I was gonna say if she really is injured, big shout out because she wrestled that match like she normally would have with an injury. I thought it was a real fun match. The crowd that was really into it, as you said, they seem to be really into her. Those are big names. So once again, going back to the big names, we get 2 big time names on GCW running a cool little story. I think that kind of helped with the emotion throughout the match, and the crowd was into it. I was really interested, also disappointed to see Mance Warner continue with the deathmatch royalty gimmick. Think we'll get here. We'll get here next, but I just like to see him break away and even have maybe those 2 feud over who gets what's her name, Steph, who gets like kind of Steph, and then Mack kind of like, no, like I have her under contract. He's like, no, she's my wife now. Like I would like to see even those 2 have a feud. And I think that would be the next best thing for both of them. More than just continuing this deathmatch royalty gimmick. I think that's kind of lost I was done with it at Hammerstein. I thought it should have been done with it then, but yeah, we see it kind of continuing on, so we'll see.
I like that facilitation of the split by that storyline. You know, we're all part of deathmatch. You know, okay, so here's how I would book that. I like your idea. I feel bad now, but I want to build on your idea. My idea would be Steph fucks up in the ring and Cardona comes over to bitch at her. And Manders goes, he's not going to talk to my wife like that. And he steps in between, you know, Steph DeLander and Cardona. And he's like, you're not. And they toe to toe for a couple seconds. And I think that would be a great way to get both, you know, just the husband who's standing up for his wife kind of thing. I think that works.
Yeah, like see, that works too. And I was thinking like even something simple like a battle royale or whatever match for number one contendership. She slides the chair in, but like in between, right between both of them, they both grab it and they're like, "What the hell?" And like that kind of starts the whole friction of it too. But yeah, I would like to see Deathmatch Royalty kind of be done with, and those two I think would have a fun story to tell. However, they have many ways to go about this breakup. Even if we want to throw Jimmy Lloyd back into it all with the whole Deathmatch Royalty stuff, and I just think there's many layers of it left of Deathmatch Royalty being told of its demise than its continuation.
Warner and Cardona start a beatdown on Shotzi. Cardona put Shotzi's good arm in a chair, goes to smash it. Ricky Morton made the save. I'm going to slam it back to you just for a second here, B. My question is, how long or how much longer do you think this story has legs?
It should have been done after this one, I guess. I don't know though. If that is the end of it, then I kind of wish it was more or done in a little bit better way than kind of what it was. It just feels like a normal Matt Cardona match, not that it felt like any no finality, just a Cardona match. So I think it should be done. If it continues, I think they're dragging it on. And once again, I don't know. I think Cardona just needs to do something new, even outside of this. This should be done, in my opinion.
So what you're saying is this felt more like a chapter than a finale.
Unfortunately, yeah.
You're not into it, huh?
What, like, are you talking about Shotzi and Cardona?
Or are you just not into the storyline continuing further?
It just feels like there was an end, like she won. There's like she's the indie god now. It should be done and over with. Now, if there was like some sort of like no ending because of Mance Warner and it continued on, then that makes sense. But it feels like, hey, there was a winner. Then, but why would they go back to this? In my opinion, like what's Cardona going to say to get back into this other than now it just seems like he's leeching onto something,
right?
And that's something I know we've talked about in the past as well.
Zeno says here the story has till SummerSlam weekend, in my opinion. Do you feel they can take it that long, B?
A month?
Do you think they are? That's not long.
They could. They're creative enough. They do social media very well to keep me interested in it. And I think if it goes till then I'm fine with it because like, SummerSlam is next month at the August at the latest, I think. So if it goes one more month and leads to like some big extravaganza kind of stuff, and I see it not being any neither. I see Cardona wanting some special gear. I see Shotzi finally coming out with the tank and everything too. So I think it will continue on. Unfortunately, I don't know how they're going to do it, but for me, I would rather see them just kind of move on.
Great one.
Exactly. Here we go.
Yep. I would hope to build on Shotzi asserting the indie god name with her attack on Indy Hartwell later in the night. Plus, Cardona losing the battle of the mats and the internet title on Sunday. I'm almost thinking there's something bigger on a TV company going on if he's stripping down so much. It's such a quick amount of time.
Well, I think the cool part about it was like we had a GCW kind of angle roll over to that. I forgot the other company. Jesus. Wasn't the Prestige show, was it? Where that happened. I'm sorry. Great one, help me out here. Wherever that show was, it was just kind of cool seeing our angle being kind of furthered on somewhere else, but then it seems like it took on its own legs now with Indy Hartwell and Shotzi, and now with Cardona.
House of Glory.
Oh, well, it was House of Glory. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure. I think it's just being cool seeing a story of ours going on somewhere else, building legs, and maybe it does wrap around somehow where House of Glory starts doing some stuff at New York at the ballpark at Mason. I don't know, like kind of see some companies and stories interweaving with each other would be awesome to see, and kind of for independent companies to work together for the greatness of everybody. And I think each other I think has a lot of legs, but that's not to say that it is going to happen or will happen. I just think the possibility of it happening was cool, and just seeing our angle on somewhere else, I think, is a good start to it all.
Great one. So to have Cardona lose everything and have to rebuild. I don't see a problem with that. I love a redemption story. Do you think it would be a face story, or do you think it would be like Baron Corbin as a poor guy?
I would do it as a face somehow, but like I don't know how. It'd take a long rebuild, and I think it's easily can be done. It just would take some time and to kind of flesh it all out and put it together. And I think it would tell Cardona, like, what more does he have to do as a heel at this point? Now I think just go as a face, try something new, do something different. And we've said that. I think I've talked about in Great One. I think we've had that discussion too about this a long time ago, where I think for me it's overdue at this point, and I would like to see that for sure.
This one here, James Noter, nice to see you tonight, man. He said a lot of Cardona stories in GCW lately seem like they're just coming off of other people very spontaneously, not much to it. So that's kind of the thing that Atticus is doing too. He said he's trying to get, he's trying to wrestle bigger names. He's trying to get those bigger matches. I feel that Cardona, same thing. He's like, you know what? You're the biggest one in the pool right now. Come here, you and I have to go at it. And I mean, it's fair. Right? I think if you're at that level, by all means, nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
I didn't know Cardona was doing that much work with House of Glory. I thought maybe he did like 1 or 2 shows. I didn't know he still was doing the shows with them.
I'll just put this up here just for a second and say I've talked about this before, but I would love to see a GCW House of Glory invasion angle, because again, guys, I don't know if I've said it on this specific podcast, but House of Glory and GCW have so many performers that interweave that there are so many stories there that if I wrote it down, I would have 6 months for these guys of storylines of just this person fucking over this person. Well, we thought they were GCW. Well, no, actually they're House of Glory, and they screw either, each other over back and forth. This isn't a GCW, JCW situation where who Mickey Knuckles is at, where Too Tough Tony sits at. But Mason, he could be Team GCW. He could be Team House of Glory. You don't know. And I think that's the fun, would be the surprise of each and every member of the locker room eventually showing themselves as to who they are, and then letting that shake out.
Drawing lines in the sand.
I'm cool with it, man. If that started in Coney, I'm cool with it. Red is there. That's the leader of the pack. Yeah.
Sorry.
What happened?
I was reading Juggalo's thing there. Team Mason. Team Mason would be smart of him.
All right, here. Let's see if there was anything else on this one. Let's see. I have a bad feeling that the Coney Island show will be much like the American Mall show. We're just wrestling at a ballpark. I don't know how much bleeding and stuff is going to be at a show like that unless they put a tarp down, because you can't do glass. I think this is going to be, to be honest, you're out in public at a baseball park. This is going to be a family event. I don't really feel there's going to be Tremont spouting, a fountain of blood off the top of his head while, little Jimmy's eating a corn dog, in the parking lot. So I really do think that they're going to have, GCW usually has an adjustment. Like maybe they'll do something more hardcore, or maybe they're going to lean on more high flying things like that. So I don't know where it's going to go, but I'm interested to see Brett's his booking approach to what he's going to do here. But I think you may be right where it's going to be a little more vanilla, but I just don't think they'll be ultra violent. Just not going to happen. I'm just thinking of the field. You're not going to have, baseball players sliding in what could be potentially glass.
Yeah.
On the field. Yeah. There's a lot to talk about there.
All right, and as you said, that turned into a tag match, as it is the one called Manders teaming with Ricky Morton, going against Mance Warner and Kerry Morton.
Referee Dan Perch, I know you're a listener, sir. Welcome back to GCW. This was the first match I saw you in. I don't know if you were in the first three, but it is good to see you back. When you're not there, it definitely is noticeable. Man said he's wanted Ricky for years. That's when Kerry Morton comes out and he goes after his dad. It ends up being a 2-on-1 until we see Mance or one called Manders even the odds. And this is how we got our tag team. This match was originally 2 singles matches Brett put together. It was going to be Manders versus Kerry. That was 89% fan poll said that Manders was going to win. And then we were going to have Mance Warner versus Ricky. And 80% of fans thought that Mance was going to win. So these were very one-sided. And I wonder if that fan response was seen by Brett, but I really don't think we needed those separate matches like you and I had talked about earlier. I felt like they were kind of just giving us the same scoops of chocolate ice cream. So you might as well just throw it together, especially since this show, I think, was like 3.5 hours long.
Yeah. I agree with you. I loved how they did it. It made complete sense. And like we haven't seen one of those like kind of one match leading into another match in a while. So I thought just the timing of it and everything, it just made perfect sense. And it was great booking. I was saying bravo in my head to Brett on that one.
I also wrote here, the match felt 605 busy. It had a very Southern fight feel. There were stiff fists and chair shots. Rules were broken. I felt like no better place to do this than in Dallas, Texas. Our finish, Ricky Morton hits a destroyer on Kerry Morton and covers for 3. And our winners here, one called Manders and Ricky Morton. Fun little match. Again, I do have a personal goal. I need to meet one-on-one with Ricky Morton, just to say thank you. I'm 40 years in on that dude. I gotta say, he's the one I might mark out on just a little bit. Hey man, think about your first tag team like your first tag team ever.
The Rockers.
That's pretty cool, right? Right. There you go. So if you saw Shawn Michaels and you'd be able to say, hey man, thanks for, making me believe for all those years. You do it.
I thought this was, as you said, a fun, quick match that did exactly what it needed to do. And I think we didn't get there yet, but the next part's very interesting.
Yeah, Mad Dog Connolly shows up to surprise Manders. The fight spilled from Jersey now into the GCW crowd. They fight to the back and the camera cuts. I'm going to say it right here. No. Finish it somehow other than that. ECW style guys work for 2 minutes, knock Manders unconscious with something, and then Mad Dog leaves. That's where the camera cuts and the fans are now left with the moving storyline. I'm just saying that's how I do it. What are your thoughts on Mad Dog Connolly showing up and him and Manders going at it?
Yeah, I was like, is this happening in GCW, JCW, here, there? I'm in wherever, whenever. I'm all in for it. That's going to be a brawl. I think I said on the last show, Beastman with the husk there. I was saying on the last show, I be honest with you, I was not a big Mad Dog Connolly fan. Haven't seen a lot of his matches. Wasn't for me, but after that dog collar match and seeing the intensity and like the actual character and everything with Mad Dog, I said I was in on everything and anything, and him versus Manders is a perfect match and a perfect fit. And yeah, I want to see it wherever and whenever that might be.
Frankie said 2 words about Coney Island, Commission Town. Great one also says Ricky Morton's a cool dude from the small bits of interaction I've had. Yeah. And Beastman, welcome, you monster. Good to see you tonight. Husk, back to you, sir. Big Bubba Perkins, Beastman, I'm taking your bones, man. Didn't you had Bubba's hat?
Oh goodness.
I feel the love in here.
All right, our next matchup is the I Quit match. KJ Orso versus Sam Stackhouse.
Fans were split here. Really surprising. They only had Stackhouse to win by 54%. I was really surprised by that. Great timing on this match. as I feel they pulled every bit of juice out of their rivalry here. I don't know if commentary mentioned, but this is somewhat home territory for Sam and Fuego. For fun, it would have been hilarious if they had a loser leaves the territory. I don't want you out of here. I want you out of the territory. In the territory days, that would have been a big deal. KJ was out first. He's wearing the bloody shirt he wore in LA when he first attacked Sam. It's got both of them on the front, all smiling. It was a nice touch by KJ. Sam out with the Fuego mask in his hands. Sam grabs a mic, gives KJ one last chance to say he's sorry. I like that he did that. This is the face moment here. He's like, look, I still don't want to do this. I have taken everything you have given me. I still don't want to do this. KJ attempts to hit a punch. Sam blocks that. And it's pretty obvious Sam now knows where KJ stands. Sam has kids laying in chops. Sam took off his shirt and people loved it. Someone even whistled at him. Sam goes for the tope and KJ busts him in the forehead with the chain. Sam was gushing blood. At one point, it starts to coagulate across his face. We had "fuck you Fuego" chants from the crowd. KJ is obviously bothered by the Fuego name. Sam wanted more cowbell, and so did the fans. KJ got busted open. Chairs are littering the ring. Sam and Fuego came off the top rope. He puts Fuego through a door bridge. Sam brings out thumbtacks, and he ends up getting his face stomped into them. KJ gets put into them later on. Sam gets DDT'd onto a chair. KJ starts pulling out a bunch of doors. KJ hits an avalanche destroyer through a door bridge. Huge holy shit chants reign throughout the building. KJ tapes one of Sam's arms to the ring rope in the corner, and he just won't quit. KJ puts him in the KJ clutch, still won't quit. Here's our finish. Sam eats tremendous chair shots to the back, then to the head. Both of his arms are now taped to the ropes. KJ slams a gusset plate into Sam's head and his chest. The gusset fell down when KJ was punching it into his head, and you could see it kind of slip down and cut him real well. Sam was just dripping blood. Great job by GoPro for getting a side shot because you could see it just running off of his nose. Chelsea Stackhouse comes out. KJ goes to hit her with a chair, and Sam's yelling, "Brother, brother, please." And that's when he said, "I quit." Our winner here, KJ Orso. I wrote that KJ and Sam had great facial expressions after the match. KJ foot stomps Chelsea into the match. The fans go nuts. Sam is screaming. Chelsea is out. It's an unbelievable match. I wrote here, Mrs. Stackhouse is my new favorite Chelsea.
I like it. That's a good one.
Sorry, that was a lot, guys, but so much went on. I wanted to just play by play because it was so worth it. This was a 25-minute marathon with no commercials.
Yeah, and an emotional roller coaster, man. Like, wow, that was well done. Like the I Quit match and how it was literally from the beginning to the end. As you said, KJ coming out with the shirt from that LA night, Stackhouse coming out with the mask, trying to bring him back one last time, till the blood, the violence, the maneuvers, the knowing each other well. Like it was top to bottom, probably like that one right there, the Rock versus Mankind, is probably like another memorable I Quit one for me. This one's just more memorable and emotional because of everything that we kind of thought that we knew from Fuego / KJ and what we know as Stackhouse and talk with him and everything. Yeah, seeing it done and seeing KJ, what he actually even did to Chelsea after the match. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, oh, wait, maybe like KJ finally had a little place in his heart, not going to punish Chelsea with it, and going back and stomping Chelsea. Wow. I don't think this is done. I know it, like it could absolutely be done with it, and I could see and be happy with everything that these two did during this match. But after what KJ did to Chelsea, I know you said like it kind of was a big moment because they both are from the Texas area and Dallas area and wrestled there, kind of growing up and everything like in their careers. But I don't know. I think just for selfishness, I need another match in Arizona. They need to have some sort of finalized match in Arizona, and Stackhouse needs to be able to get his hands on KJ one last time, because I was fine with it at the end, but KJ definitely overstepped the line there.
KJ and Sam Stackhouse was my third favorite match during AEW All In Weekend. Look at that. Sam Stackhouse deserves a title shot for the World Championship. Also, Sam's promo skills are so good. We don't talk about that enough, but he did a damn good job. And I think it's because he was talking with KJ, who also is the silver tongue savant on the microphone. You know, what you going to do? Crow also says here, such a good match. Same thing. Ishmael, we'll talk about that more at some point here, but after this Orso, yeah, he deserves a shot. I think that's something that at some point has to happen. I was looking in my notes further, but I'll just talk about it here a little bit more. But last week I may have mentioned it. There were only 3 matches in the top 50 for GCW this year. And I think he's in 2 of them. And in the top 100, I think he's got another one. So I don't know. That's a wild one right there. Here we go. The KJ Sam story might be my favorite in all of wrestling currently.
Yeah.
Real talk. I absolutely loved everything about this. Look at this. Amazing. Look at all this stuff coming in. I hope the guys see this. Honestly.
Emotionally, I haven't been invested in that match maybe since Jordan Oliver versus Atticus Cogar. Them being my 2 favorites in GCW back then, sitting front row, seeing it, no rope barbed wire, seeing it live. Like, I was invested in that match. This one, I was like, I would say maybe even like the Mask versus Career match would have seemed like Atticus and KJ had a hammer sign, but this one I was on the edge of my seat, and man, yeah, great work by both. I just hope Sam's able to one more time get his hands on him, and hopefully, like I said, in Phoenix would be nice.
We got to try to see if we can get a hold of Sam when we get a chance. Maybe he wants to talk just a little bit. I don't know. I'm guessing chat would be cool with that if we can try to get a hold of Sam at one point, but I don't know, man. That was emotionally and physically rough on him. I'll throw a little message out to him, see if he's game at some point here down the road. Yeah, see what happens.
If we think he was intense then from just KJ turning his back on him, now KJ has assaulted his wife. Like, yeah, we're gonna see a different side of Stackhouse we've never seen before, and yeah, I guess let's have that on our show. I guess. Yeah, exactly.
Crow said better to chat with Sam than KJ. KJ's a little rough. Got to watch out. He hasn't threatened me, but he has definitely threatened me multiple times. We've been told he's not scared of a knife. I
just stated my opinions out there on KJ out there, and
Perkins damn near
Fuego and KJ. I have 2 different thoughts on.
Perkins ready to go tits out for the show. Get him, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Sam is just so damn likable, Matt. That's really what it is here. He said Stackhouse is going to have to go therapy after this. Clown says get him back on the show. We can find out if he Hey, that's a big deal. Oh geez. Here we are. Hey, I didn't say anything bad. Let me tell you. Yep. Oh. Okay, well, I'm scared to say shit at this point anymore. I'm telling you, if he can take down a man bigger than me, he can take me down. Sam's way, he's got more cardio than I have. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping everybody just outpouring, real talk, everybody outpouring of love for what we've seen here. Yeah, Big Schlong is now here, everybody. Oh my goodness, guys. Okay. Anyway, was there anything else you wanted to talk about in that match? Because obviously the fans are head over heels happy. I have yet to see any negative thing anywhere in regards to this match.
No, it was, yeah, quite possibly one of the most emotionally for me invested matchups I've seen in GCW, and all the time I've seen or watched every match of GCW, and I just hope it's not the end of it. I know you said it kind of felt like it, and yeah, 25 minutes for this match. The story it told, literally like it was an emotional dump. Like afterwards, I was like, what is next? Like, how long is this the show after? Like, it feels like this should be done, and I forget. Like, there's still half a car to go, and I hope we're not done with it yet. KJ, thank you for the great match.
Just be nice.
Be aware of Sam. Just you
Okay.
thought Sam was mad. Now you've now assaulted Chelsea, and I think now our silver tongue savant here might have slipped into something more worse than what his tongue originally thought he could handle with Sam.
Well, I will tell you this much. As of rankings right now, KJ Orso versus Sam Stackhouse is tied at number 37, tied with Blake Christian versus Speedball Mike Bailey, nonetheless. So I just want to put that out there also. Let's see, past that. That right now is KJ's highest ranked match, I believe. And I don't want to use the F word, so I won't mention that. But he's ranked, actually, yeah. Fuego is ranked number 49th, highest ranked match ever, number 51, highest ranked match ever, and then the Stackhouse match. So I'm just saying, if we went from 51 and down, he's ranked in 3 of those top matches just this year. I'm not gonna, I have nothing to say bad about that whatsoever. 100% slipped into championship contention.
I can't disagree with that.
No, he has, I mean, at this point, he has absolutely no weaknesses. He just took down a man 3 times his size. I don't know. I don't know what else to really say here, because it's just, these are wild times, friend. We'll see what else goes on, but yeah, we'll try to see if there's more to this down the road, because I have a feeling KJ stepped it up the minute he touched Chelsea. That's a whole other ball game, bro.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was done and over with, but yeah, I don't think so either. All right, our next match was for the GCW Tag Team Championships as Young Dumb and, oh my God, I always say it. Young Dumb. Is it Young Dumb or Price? Did we finally get anything here on this?
I started saying YDNP.
That's why I wanted to say, then I always start messing it up and saying Young. So I messed it up right away. Versus Ninja Mack and Dante Leon.
All right. Well, funny thing here, Young Dumb and Broke was pulled to win this 96%. So this was just an absolute, what do we have here? KJ's undefeated this year. Specimen of a man, undefeated this year. There's no doubt. He made a big man say, "I quit." Who can say that? Absolutely.
It is confirmed. Young, Dumb, and Price. Thank you. Okay, so I don't worry about messing it up again. I will go back to the real fast KJ talk. Yeah, I think somehow, some way, if Effy survives this summer, he might have a fall of KJ.
Oh, little G-Mac. My little bro calls Alex Fred Fisher Price. Oh, no. Oh, no. That we'll acknowledge it and then move on, because that's fucking funny right there. All right, so back to YDNP. All right, so both teams are favorites here. The physical matchup we expected. In the beginning here, Alec was hot dogging, and Dante should have hit him in the back to start off that match. I'm just going to keep it short here. Dante with the end seeker out of nowhere was pretty badass. This was 21.5 minutes long. I felt like this was about maybe 5 to 7 minutes too long, because I felt like they were purposely trying to have more of a longer match and give it a little more. And I don't think it needed more. I was satisfied once we hit 16 minute mark. I'm like, okay, we're getting the whole sandwich on this one. But yeah, YDNP won on this one. Long match. Any thoughts here?
Yeah, another fun, highly entertaining, highly energetic, exciting matchup for the tag champions, and especially with this combination of Ninja Mack and Dante Leon. Once again, just because of the locale where it was at, and I thought maybe Dante and Ninja might be more faces. We maybe get to see how Young, Dumb, and Price kind of work as heels, and I was kind of looking forward to that. But right away, Dante and Ninja took the roles of heels. And they're fun as tag team. Once again, like all these tag teams that Young, Dumb, and Price have faced, I want to see more of. I want to see some sort. Now, I think absolutely what's missing is we just need a story. These matches are fun. I think they're absolutely reinvigorating the tag matches and tag scene through their matches in this aspect, other than what Violence is Forever was doing in a different form during their tag run. I think it's been fun to see, but now it's just missing a story in some way. And also, someone made a point of how Alec and Jordan being kind of like the next people to be called up. And I want to say yes, but I don't want to see them being called up right now without having one last proper long-term feud in the Indies and being built up. Because I think I've said it before. I think they're as either face or heel, whatever way you want to go with either competitor. I just think as opponents, those two could carry a promotion by themselves. And I know what we're getting is fun and exciting right now as a tag team, and I enjoy it. And if I get a story, I want to continue it to see happen. But if not, I kind of want to see it implode and see what becomes of those two as singles competitors in the future.
I'm right there with you. They just need a storyline. My notes are even short because we have seen most of what they're doing. So generally there's not a lot of weapons, sometimes not a lot of bleeding. They keep it mostly physical and in ring. And sometimes it's hard for me to put a lot of notes on that. But if they had a storyline, it would mean a lot more. Also, I do want to mention they were cutting promos over this past week. So I want to give them credit for that too. There's, I think, one out there, both Price and Oliver shared it. Just talking shit. I liked it.
It's simple. It's easy. They could do it whenever, wherever. And it's like something midweek that gets me excited for the upcoming match. Or like, hey, if it's sometimes they've done it after a match is to celebrate, like in the middle of a live show, like you'll see one of them tweet out the video. And that's what I enjoy seeing. And I'm glad to see them doing it. And like, especially as a tag team, they're exactly what been wanting to see and everything. That's why like my family gets mad at me because like they both love Jordan and Alec. And I'm like, I don't want to see them be friends no more. They're good friends. I want to see them go against each other. And like, just, I think those sparks would be fun, but they have done everything right as a tag team and kind of just organically, kind of like what they did with East West Express, organically over time, got the gear, got the move set, kind of just adopted Jordan's music. Right now they're going back and forth. I do like both music, so it's kind of tough. We always bitch about the music too. It's kind of tough to do it, and then we're getting the social media content throughout the week. Like it's no disrespect to them, but a story I think right now, but like, I just don't know who that team, I think we're leaning probably it was going to be the Backseat Boys with this JCW feud. But now from there, I want to see who else is going to step up and challenge and it seems like they're going to keep them as faces. So we got to think of heels as tag teams. What's a heel tag team right now? We want to step up as a contender to feud for these belts. I have one team in mind.
Funstruction.
That is good.
West Coast heels, Stoner Bros. East Coast heels. Who? There are a few. It's just the problem is there's so many. It's clogging the pipe in my head. Like I can't get all of them down. There is a lot here.
Otis and Napier is kind of the one. Randall 48 is kind of the one I'm thinking like that kind of makes sense and would need it right at to kind of elevate them as a tag team.
So here's what I was going to say. The split between Alec and Oliver down the road is going to be beautiful. I want to see a best of 7 series because they fucking cooked before Oliver got fully hurt, and Oliver was hurt when they were cooking at the time. High Seas for the East Coast, also fantastic choice. That's another one. They've played heel before. So that could go back and forth there. Who else could they be heel against that's kind of in their range, like younger? Who's your boys out of Chicago, B?
Main Event or the Bang and Matthews?
Bang and Matthews.
We've talked about that for a long time.
They went back and forth so many times. I think they're kind of comfortable with each other. James is saying he doesn't feel the gel just yet. He says that they don't feel natural, but Alec turned heel in ETU, so I have feeling something. So here's the thing. GCW, I think the fans here, us, maybe we're a small part of this, turned Alec face. He was a heel when he came into GCW. Before GCW, he was a heel and doing a fantastic job at it. So I think we pulled him out of his element at GCW a little bit. Oh, yeah. Manders, Shire, Crush Boys, you had up here for a second.
I want here. I'll even backtrack on. You want to keep them champions for a long time and ride them as tag teams. They could be like the Young Bucks and kind of like being built as building a division around and being main event stars and main event. Like, look at all these tag teams that you're throwing up there and all those talents. Like, they have a run if you want to kind of treat them as the Young Bucks and kind of just have awesome and crazy matches that get talked about on the independent scene. And I know they're saying like they don't feel like they gel. I don't feel like they need to gel. I think that's what makes them so great as opponents, where they're right there as partners, but I think they're just so crazy chaotic in their energy that it just meshes well in their style and ring. And as a tag team, it's been fun to see, and that's what makes them so enjoyable to watch, is seeing all that chaos and craziness just kind of flowing and working together somehow. But those tag teams that they're like Manders, Starboy, Charlie, Suavecitos is a team on the upcoming over here. Bang and Matthews, main events, Vandal 48. Like, there's I just think you could build around them, and there's a lot of fun stuff that can still be done, but I'm also waiting for the moment to whenever it does happen on. Maybe I could keep it excited, and maybe it just comes one sudden movement and not even a build up to it. I would just like to see a sudden turn with no build and just the shock and awe value of it. But as someone said here, we're going to have to wait probably for Cole. And I think that's going to be kind of fun to see this team be a showcase team for right now. And then maybe as Cole comes back, we'll see what happens then.
Man, I was going to ask you about Cole. For me, it's just a little bit down the pipeline, but how is that going to get handled? Okay, so you want a sudden? I got one for you. Cole just kind of walks out in the middle of a YDNP match, walks down to the side, and everybody's kind of, wow, look at that. It's good to see, la, la, la. And then Alec turns around and super kicks fucking Oliver right in the face. And he's like, I was waiting for my boy to come back. I'm fucking done with you. That's an idea. Again, that facilitates a split, and then that keeps the Garbage Daddies tag team. Now, the other way is Cole comes back and we Freebird rule it. I don't know. Another way for lazy booking is get it out of their hands before Cole comes back.
See, that's what I think. Like, that's where Vandal 48, like, or someone in a surprise pop-up win kind of does it. Then they turn, and then now Cole could kind of come back with that brass ring that he still has and not have to worry about a tag team, and kind of use it for a singles competitor and get that pop. And still, maybe it's even Cole and Alec at that point fighting for the world title belts. I mean, who knows? Effy's still has to go against Atticus, or not Atticus, still has to go against well, I guess Atticus, that we'll talk about later, still has to go get belt, has to be defended against Mason. We got Japan. I mean, maybe build Alec and Jordan up to be world title competitors at that point. Even there's just lots to be talked about and a lot of hypotheticals, but it's all been fun to kind of see right now.
Oh, it's going to be real fun. I'm waiting to see what they do with Cole. I feel like, I don't know. I felt like for the longest time that was just a back burner issue, his, ring. And right now at this point, I feel like either Brett or Cole has definitely had long enough time to have something in place. So when they do come back, I hope it's spectacular. Really.
Why wait at this point? Because I mean, like, we waited longer. Like, at this point, just go with whatever the plan was. It's got to be when Cole's ready, go with it. Then, like, why wait and then possibly have it further? Now you're back in the same. Like, no knock on Cole, or no blame on Cole, or no wish on Cole for that. But you never know with wrestling. Like, and especially, like, I've been saying as late, independent wrestling, I'm tired of waiting and building up all these things. Like, it's cool to naturally have a thing burn and build over a year, but don't wait for it or plan that far out. Like, do stuff now. Don't wait for it, because we've seen we wait too long and then we don't get to see shit happen. And we've seen that many times with lots of talents coming through GCW, especially as of late, and especially with the wrestling on a boom now.
It's true. It's on a boom. We won't get into that one tonight, but that's a good one to talk about. I really do feel that we're in a boom right now. So something we haven't talked about, but we've discussed before just in a slud. I'd rather Cole come back jealous and have a new tag partner and use the ring to cash in on YDNP, which heel Cole would be fantastic also, but would that blow his pop? So I have an idea there. Make the match, come back his face halfway through the match, turn heel. Then he got his pop and you get the ooh for the heel turn. So in one match, you bring him up high and then crash him back low.
I just feel he needs to, if he uses the ring, it's got to be for the world belt. Like that's why he come back.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't know. Like, I hated seeing pulled in WWE. Someone came, like, was it Theory that went for the US belts? Like that's just dumb. Like you have the opportunity. Like I don't know if it can be done in certain ways, but for me, I was like, no. And Cole. We've seen Cole now, the pop that he could get. I think you do a special moment with Cole in that brass ring, even for a little bit of time, it's going to be a fun ride.
And the fans will eat it up.
Shit, mountains ready to explode.
It'd be cool if Shawn Michaels or Triple H comes out and rewards the new WWE ID Championship to the winner of the tournament at the showcase during summer. I think that's going to happen. I think we're going to get H or Michaels on GCW TV. I wonder if he comes out to Metallica, because we can have real music on our show.
Nah, he come out to his music.
Fuck that, dude. I'd come out to Metallica if I had a choice, you know?
If I'd just pop if it's Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. Like that would be disappointing. That'd be cool to see though.
Would you run to the ring and like try to get his attention or anything if you're front row? No. You try to play it cool, but you'd cry inside. You'd have a little tear.
I'd probably fall in my chair again for somehow, some way. I'd pop so hard and like jump up and just eat it. All right. Our next matchup is Elayna Black versus Priscilla Kelly.
65% of fans thought that Elayna Black was going to win this one, which I found very interesting. I also found it odd that the tag match before this got 21.5 minutes, and the money match with Elayna and Priscilla only got 7. I don't want to get too deep into that, but as somebody who has on like his booking hat on that one, I really found that one interesting. Priscilla was grinding on Elayna. Some fan must have said something. I don't know who it was, and it didn't pick up on the microphone, but you see Priscilla fire back to the fan. She says, I don't know what you expected. And I agree with her. You're at GCW, so you're going to get whatever the performers are going to give you. And she's out of the box now. So now that Priscilla, Elayna, all of these stars their training wheels are kicked off again and they're allowed to express themselves, you're going to get however and whatever they're going to do to express themselves.
And it's Priscilla Kelly. Sorry, you're getting Priscilla.
Did I say
Kelly.
Presley?
No. I'm saying like to the fan whoever said that. You're getting Priscilla Kelly. If we know her before, you're not getting Gigi Dolan, which a lot of people probably see, and you're thinking you're going to get Gigi. They're getting Priscilla Kelly, and I don't think they know what Priscilla Kelly has in her history.
Well, our winner was Elayna Black here. Elayna had minimal offense. This was about Priscilla. Even though she lost, she accounted for like 80% of the offense here. Fans really wanted a Priscilla win. There were immediate boos after Elayna made the pin here. Do you think she's just do you think Priscilla's a little more popular than Elayna, or is it just because this was her debut back in the indie scene?
I think maybe like they were maybe just like me. I wouldn't have booed. I was expecting more. Like, as you said, time-wise, I especially those big names on the big show in Texas, and we finally got them in GCW. I thought this was a way bigger match that was going to lead to bigger things and everything. But yeah, I just felt like at 7 minutes, like, ooh, maybe they're booing because of they just were wanting and expecting more from those two time-wise and work-wise. Not work-wise, but just time-wise, given time to work, I guess I should say. That's what I would think they were booing on more than, or maybe like Elayna Black is like a pretty strong heel character too. So I agree right there, James, too. Like they're everywhere. Like that's why I said before, when I saw those names get released and we get announced, like I think 4 of them right away. And I said, this is going to be this summer, especially in GCW. We're going to see a lot of them, and hopefully some cool things are still to come in the future with all of them.
Right there.
Yes, that's what I was saying. You're getting Priscilla, not Gigi.
Priscilla's a lot more outgoing, which seems to get the crowd more into it. Black has more of a dark character.
Yep.
There you go. So James kind of gave us the best answer on that one right there. I was just wondering if we're always going to see it that way, or if we ever see the fans flip. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that's all I really had to say about that one. I was just a little depressed that it was a little too short. I would have pulled 5 minutes off of the tag team, and I would have slapped it onto Black and Kelly and just told them, have more of a WWE style match with a little bit of your, and make the fans happy, because it's obvious there were some new fans there and they came to see those two. You know, give them what they want to see, especially since they're new fans. Give them what they want to see, and they still get the GCW flavor on the side.
Yeah, and also don't forget, I forgot as well. Like we were talking, maybe it was too. Maybe that's all Priscilla, or yeah, Priscilla was able to work because of the knee injury a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Like that's also could have a lot to do with the time wise. I'm the same way. I wanted more, but for one reason or another, we didn't get in. Maybe that explains a lot of the booze.
Zeno, we will be talking about the ballpark here shortly. After this show, we only have 2 matches left here. We're going to be going into the ballpark.
All right. The next match was for the GCW Ultra Violent Championship, as it was Matt Tremont defending against John Wayne Murdoch.
I have to bring this up. I have to bring this up before any women in WWE that isn't being used. You'd like to see more in GCW. Were there any you can think of that you'd like to see maybe come down? And
yeah, Natty's obviously the main one. Off the top of my head, yeah, I guess that's the only one that makes kind of sense too. Like, I'll be honest, if you asked me this question 3 months ago, before all these people were released, Shotzi, Priscilla, and Elayna, if you asked me this question, is there any woman, I would say all those names that we got, all those names fit GCW, and I'd love to see. Off the top of my head, I guess Dakota Kai is a good one too. Off the top of my head, I'm 3 months back on wrestling, so I don't even know like who's still wrestling, who's not, who hasn't been. So, off of that the main companies, I'm a little bit behind there, but yeah, Dakota Kai is a good one. But Natty, just for me, after seeing what we saw at Bloodsport, just makes the most sense off the top of my head right now.
I'm gonna trust whatever B says because again, I'm in a GCW bubble. I really
stick
don't
to GCW
know.
only. Like I watch everything, but like I fell so far behind on WWE, AEW, and everything. I'm literally like still before WrestleMania season on those. So the only company I've been keeping up with is GCW and a little bit of some of the other indies. But I've Asuka's a good name too. Yeah, so that would be a good Bloodsport matchup for sure. Definitely, that's a good name too.
Okay, so in the fan polls here, Tremont was 78% chance to win, according to the fans. My first note, this is what I'm talking about. The GCW Ultraviolent Champion versus the ICW American Deathmatch World Champion. We basically got GCW versus ICW. That's pretty badass. The bell rings, then the ring crew brings the weapons out. I always loved that. I always felt like it seems so busy. There's so much action at the same time of the wrestling is going on. You're like, okay, what the hell are they bringing out? I've always really enjoyed that. Also, that doesn't waste time between matches. You're literally doing 2 things at once. Murdoch immediately comes out and places the tubes under the ring. Murdoch then carrying a staple gun, but for some reason, the lights were just too much for him. We had chairs, doors, tubes, 2 bundles, and gussets. There was a crazy spot where Tremont is squirting blood from the top of his head. Matt then is covered in blood. A couple stiff tubes haunted the men throughout the match. Our finish here, Tremont did a Death Valley driver and cover 4-3, and still our GCW Ultraviolent Champion. This match was like, it was a happening, dude. There was so much going on here. What were your thoughts, and what do you think new fans felt when they saw this wild shit go down?
Oh, new fans, especially when they saw Tremont spurting that blood, probably like, what the hell? I just feel like the energy in the crowd too, like just right away from the Tremont song, you just hear the crowd getting all hyped up. Duke was getting the John Wayne pussy chants. Yeah, I was about to say I love, you're probably talking about Tremont, how he plays up to the crowd. I'm going to go the opposite, Zeno, here. I love how just Murdoch was able to shut that crowd out. Like, just like they brought all those things out, and he's just like, oh no, we're taking this outside, we're not doing any of this. Like, they played each role perfectly. This was you made a mention to me before the show, and then obviously just now with the ICW and GCW deathmatch champions going against each other. I didn't even think about that part. I just went from 2 legends, like we're going to get to see them just kind of go at as we've been loving to see and hoping to see for a while. And I just love how they both are just so good at, doesn't even have to be crazy in ring, but working the crowd over and getting the emotions and getting them to cheer one way or the other for Matt and John to pull that out of the crowd was just awesome. And yeah, I just love the story that they kind of told and the ultra violence and Tremont. I don't know how he gets that to spurt out of his head. That's got to be skill or something. Like every time he's able to do that on command, it feels like at times. But as a new fan, here we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry.
Nope, go ahead. I want to see that.
It was my girlfriend's first death match ever. She was deathmatch virgin. She was into the show, but halfway through this match, she grabbed my hand and demanded I get tickets whenever GCW is in town. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the family. We're all degenerates, but we all agree that we're degenerates together.
I'm about to say, I think GCW is on a hot streak now too, and we might have some time. Wife and kid want to start going to some more shows to LA and Phoenix as well. So we'll have more with our crowd as well. Yeah.
Look at this. JCW, GCW in Detroit, Michigan on the 17th. Let's go. Big fan of both you guys promotions. Much love. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Dakota. Good to see you. Like I said, I'm originally from Ohio. So
that's what this weekend is, the JCW and shit.
What we have Thursday the 17th is the Showcase Showdown. That's from the Majestic Theater.
All right, well, I guess I know what I'm watching tonight and tomorrow. I want to catch up
because
it's been looking very interesting and catching my attention every time. And I got some newfound time on my hands, so I will probably I'll be hitting you up later on my reactions on JCW and seeing what your thoughts are and everything. But I'm excited to catch up, Juggalo, for sure.
I like it.
Should I do a live stream on that? We'll do a separate stream.
do a live stream for the. Oh my God. Well, I mean, we can. Okay, so here's the thing: we can live stream on here anytime. We just don't click the GCW button. We would just click our live stream buttons, and we could roll through. So, God, we could do anything anytime. Brett doesn't mind as long as we. As long as we don't, do anything stupid, Brett's cool with it. No, I can get an approval if it was something that we really, really, you know what I mean? We are going to preview though tonight. We're going to talk about that one for sure before we're done with all this. It's going to be covered. Do anything else? No, I don't have any other notes on that one.
Yeah, no, it was a for a death match, like for that crowd too. I think it was a perfect showcase of death match. Like you know what I'm saying? Like the legends and like the safety and the craziness and how it could be, and to get the fans into it. They throw in like some other names. It could have been just a death match, but not showcase at the stage it was on. I mean, you had a lot of people from AEW, WWE. I don't know, was the NXT, was that in town or was that just like a separate show? Like not in Texas, just on that. Okay, yeah, I know.
I would know.
Chat, help me out there. But I know, I think NXT had a show, and I know Evolution had a show, but I don't think they were in Texas. But if so, like you had every company there, and I think that's just super smart of Brett to put those two legends safely showcase deathmatch wrestling and get new fans that are possible. It was in Georgia, okay. But I think that was a great way to bring in new fans to what deathmatch can be, and then later on we'll ruin their minds with the little sickos and dangers and Dr. Redacted crazinesses and GCW in Japan.
I'm looking at my stuff real quick because I don't want to slam over any of my stuff. Actually, I will. I have I have something about JCW we'll talk about later. I had to check my notes to see if I could talk about it now or if it's something that
makes sense.
Anyway. Yes, sir. I just don't want to get ahead of myself.
All right. Well, we are on the main event, I think, right? That was the main event.
No. We have oh shit, just kidding. Yes, this is a 9-match card.
The main event of the night was Effy versus Atticus, and there goes my voice too.
That's okay. Puberty's rough, brother. You'll get through it together. I'll get you a book or two, get you some online links. You can learn all kinds of things, brother. We got you. All right. So in this one, again, this is a split. The fans had voted that 52% chance of Atticus to win this one. Very interesting. 17.5-minute match here. By the time the main event hits, if you really look, the mat is very bloodstained. Atticus comes out with, of course, Vandal 48 accompanying him ringside. Effy is out alone. I thought, well, maybe this is a heel turn. He's saving everyone, but no one's saving him. What I mean to say is I always see Effy coming out for the save, but here's Effy 1-on-3. I kind of spoke too early in this one, but I wanted to put my notes there. Very much a wrestling match until Vandal 48 interfered by holding Effy's legs. The match went outside while Otis Napier built a door bridge. The past 2 months, Effy has been expanding his repertoire to include heights. Napier runs in and Effy goes around with him for a minute until he gets thrown back out of the ring. Napier has a ladder. Effy gets thrown into it and it hit Napier in the head. Manders came out then finally for the save. Effy's leaking blood. Otis grabs a chair. Tremont comes out completely covered in blood. Completely unnecessary, but funny. He hammers away on Otis. And I actually like that matchup. I'm looking forward to Tremont Otis. I feel like there's something there. A promo plays on Gilly's TV. And funny thing, it was Charles Mason. It's almost like he was going to be there, but he couldn't make it. But we still needed his presence. I think that's what that was. That was basically his portion. Effy gets skewered and tasered, then eats a brain hemorrhage. Our finish here, Atticus has bear mace. Janela then comes out, steals it, sprays Atticus, and Effy rolls up Atticus for 3. Our winner and still the GCW World Champion, Effy. What were your thoughts on this match?
Those Charles Mason things, that was mind games. That was just Charles Mason's getting in Effie's head. I was wondering too, though, he'd show up, and if so, is he going to help Atticus or is he going to help Effie because he wants to get his hands on Effie more than Atticus and the belt and a beat up Effie? I think they could have told a lot of stories there than what was told, but I was glad at least Mason made his impact felt in one way or another. Manders, it just felt like he was used as run-ins all night long to save. He's like a new saver, like coming in and saving people. I wonder what that's going to lead up to. And I hope it does lead up to something for him because we obviously love him. But I found that very interesting. I was like, why was he coming back out again? I thought he just got his ass beat by Mad Dog. I was thinking maybe it'd be someone else to come out to help Effie, maybe. And here's where I was going to go later or earlier. I was going with this. The tag champions come out, as we saw before. Cole and Alec came out to save Effie. Now that Cole's out of the equation, Alec is still there, still wants to help out Effie. Jordan obviously is a team GCW rep, hates Atticus and everything that from we last saw of Atticus and Jordan. I was that's where I was thinking maybe that feud would start with Vandal 48 and Young, Dumb, and Price. But other than that, I thought, I don't know. I kind of don't want this for Atticus. I don't want Vandal 48 to be a part of everything. I think that's just going to diminish everything. And like, that's the one thing I hated about like Seth Rollins when he was the Authority champion. Like it just diminished everything because the Authority kept on interfering. I think it's going to take away from Atticus and not build him up as his own still character. Still, he needs people to be leaned on. And I don't want to see that for Atticus at this time and as a character. And, yeah, kicking out of the taser was a little crazy too. The taser, you said bear mace. I didn't catch that at all. I didn't know. I thought like at first I thought Joey was trying to light something and spray like a big fireball into his face. Like I didn't know he was like spraying. Bear mace is crazy. That was nuts. Like
could you imagine?
I was like, whoa, bear mace is what he sprayed.
Could you imagine if it was real bear mace? That whole fucking Gillies would have been lit up. Dude, this is the last time I go to a GCW show ever. Fuck this crew.
Yeah, that's crazy. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, there was a message we started earlier. This was something that Clown had to say, and I wanted to show this. He said, Bray Atticus has slowly turned into GCW's Bray Wyatt, killing it on the promos and story, but losing the big matches. I see their point. I do. So, I don't think this is over. I think for Atticus, I see a big climb coming. I think there's a big climb coming here because here's what happened after Atticus lost. Fans online were fucking heated. Like, I recommend it. Yeah, see, so for me,
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. So it was more expected for me, but yeah, fans online were heated. So I recommend we book it so the fans want a new champion, which is what we have right now. Make Effy aware of the fans turning on him. Effy heel turn. In this position, Atticus and Mason could be interchangeable unless we see more of a differentiation between the two. They're both popular with the fans right now. One way is to have them face off, and they both use different approaches. My thing is, how will Atticus handle Mason and vice versa? I feel like they need to clash before one of them hits Effy.
Leave that up here. Hold on. Sorry. Because you said
Which
one
one?
thing. Leave the whole thing that you just leave what you just said. Because one thing popped in my mind and I lost it and I want to get it back here. Because
cool,
this is going to be a big talking point here for a minute. So the fans on there, I expected that just because, as you said, like Effy, have Effy feel like that. I would say earlier in that title run, Effy had a couple matches where he was working as a heel, felt like he was already hearing that months ago. Yes. And going into this match, the way he came in, it wasn't his normal, as far as I remember. I did I don't think he did his normal, like, all eyes on me, glorious as me Effy thing. I think he came out and was more straight to the ring. He did his like little quick pose, but it was like, it wasn't the normal Effy. It's like whatever that you said you hope Effy is aware of. Like, I think he is. And I thought I kind of see it playing it on his mind in this match. An Effy heel turn would make absolutely good sense because I think the same way, like, Effy's been faced for so long, a heel Effy would be fun to see. As somebody said, they wanted to see heel Alec. A heel Alec would be fun to see. That is crazy, and that is fucking awesome, though. That's crazy and awesome. Effy's okay, great.
Mason is now challenging.
Yeah, I want to start that because I would love to come back to that one. Because obviously this is the big talking point for me all night is this whole thing, because I'm one of those people that was disappointed. I thought Atticus was going to win because of the grandiose of the whole All In Texas and every show and wrestling kind of booming. Like, I just thought like GCW was going to jump on something big, and I still think the big thing GCW wanted, and this is just my opinion. This is what happened is going to what Frank said he hopes kind of happens. And Effy retains, keeps the belt, and we don't see Atticus and Mason going for the belt. He thinks the big homecoming moment is Effy going against a returning Alley. And I think that's maybe right now. There we go. Atticus interfering in the Effy KJ match. Now, when's KJ get a match? I thought he asked for one, but never got one. Does he have a match coming up? We'll get back to that too. Sorry. There's just a lot going on right now.
If he didn't, he should. KJ has earned
the next one after Japan. When they come back, he should be homecoming one, unless something going on there. So I'm one of those fans that I was disappointed. I wasn't heated. I could see Effy win. I could see all, like, you even came up with Effy and Mance, right? It's part 3 or something, 4 or 5. Like, or what did you say for homecoming? I forgot.
I felt if there wasn't enough storylines, or if there was a place where it was necessary, I'm okay with a Mance and Effy of maybe another meeting, but it would have to be another 6 months or a year down the road, only because they did so damn well. You can't top it. And we need to almost get their first run against each other out of our mind. It was so fucking good.
And see, shockingly, last week I felt like not alienated, but I was like the one on the island there wanting Atticus and Mason. And I thought that's what I've seen, like, as you said, kind of fans online. They kind of want to see the Atticus and Mason. So the loss doesn't mean too much to me. I just now wonder the reason I started that, where does this leave Atticus? That's another big loss. When you said, name one big win for Atticus. I got one, but I got, like, name a second big win. Atticus and KJ. That's Atticus's first big win. I guess earlier Atticus did beat Effy before Effy was champion, was a big win, but I don't feel like Atticus has been getting the big wins. He's been getting the big losses, and Atticus seems to be heading back to joy. And please God, I hope that I don't want that at all. Sorry, I've said that many times. But this goes to the Bray Wyatt comment, and Bray Wyatt, like, he just gets so popular, but you lose so many times, and it's so hard to take any of these promos seriously because you got no substance to back it up. And I think that's what a lot of the fans get heated back then. Bray Wyatt, he's so talented on the promos and on the mic, but in the wins and losses, he's not being represented. And I think for me, I think fans were getting heated. What I saw is Atticus's representation since coming back in GCW. They thought he was going to be coming over and being world champion probably months ago before now, not losing to Effy, to Joey, and to all these people that he's lost to, and taking a Megan Bain at Hammerstein loss after a big loss. So I feel like this kind of left I don't know where this leaves Atticus, and I don't like that as an Atticus fan, unless he now somehow goes back after Mason and feels that he's going to blame Mason on him losing this match to Effy because of that stupid video he could call it or something. I would love to see that. And if they kind of rekindle that, then I'll just take back my last 5 minutes of bitching and complaining for no reason. But I agree with everyone. And you were saying KJ, if he's not in line, he should be after Japan. And after if Effy survives this summer, I think if no one's in line and if there's no big alley thing, I'd put KJ at Homecoming and just get the KJ Blake heat. AC at the end of that show, and KJ ended that show as champion. AC is not going to be happy, and they're going to be throwing shit at him, and that'd be a cool visual for KJ. He
said, "I'd love to see Atticus like a Karrion Kross character, bringing out darker characters of GCW favorites: Manders, Effy, Fuego. Atticus is leaving a trail." Now that's a great approach, and I also want to say one more thing before I forget. On Vandal 48, I was really worried about them interfering too much. And, you know, everybody has a level in their head. They've done less than I expected, which is good on my side. On your sliding scale, you feel like they've done a little more than you expected. Does that sound fair? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's all. I just wanted to kind of put it out there that I feel like
worse.
We have,
for sure.
Dude, we lived through the 440 years. It was almost suffocating at one time. So it's nice to actually have that. Raven, he reminds me of Raven. But we'll hurt you with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of good comments here. Let me come back and go.
I would go with Otis on the Extreme title. He'd be chasing the Extreme in my mind right now because
there's no Extreme.
No. I would do the Extreme. I would like to. I would have it. I would have it back and use it as a
back on this boat here.
Right now, deathmatch is hot. GCW is hot. Pour it on. Pour it on. You know, I don't think I can't think of a better way to do it. But yeah, if there were writers, the Extreme title could still float, but there were also times where one death match on a show was kind of, you know, about all we were going to get.
Sorry, Clown. I'll go here too. I thought everything was just leading up to, as he said, the reset the timeline for me. I was like, here it comes. But then I'm like that. I want Mason to fuck that timeline up. And then now Atticus has to start all over with this craziness and figure out who's crazier, Mason or Atticus. And I had the same feeling. Maybe that's why, like, for me, I thought everything was good. The interference kind of blew the sails out of my mind, and then him losing kind of was shocking, but I get it. And I know there's a lot more of whatever story is to be told. And I could still get my wish here of Atticus and Mason coming up here, just maybe not as soon as I would like it.
Yeah, I think that's coming. And I also see an Atticus World Championship win down the road. It's obvious there's an organic love for who he is and what he does. And I think that over time, when the fans start crying for it's when it's going to happen. So that's where I'm at with it. I think as a promoter, I would want the fans to want it more before I give it to them. And there are ways to tease that, but I don't like Atticus one after another loss. There needs to be the threat illusion. At least.
So, okay, now who do you think is going to be dethroning Effy?
Right now, the easy answer is Allie. I feel like Allie was the original choice to win. And I only say that because the momentum that she had going into it and the momentum from the fans pushing her that way. I think that that's going to be the dethrone. And then because they are close behind the scenes, I think that gives them time behind the scenes to put together a good story for us, because Effy is not going to be thrilled that his best friend just betrayed him and took the title when he was, you know, at his weakest, let's just say.
I was going to say, do you think they build like Effy just having all this tension and all these mind games being put on him with Mason, with that maybe the Foxcatcher even somehow throws his name into this just to fuck with the mind more. But I wonder if all these mind games kind of get to Effy, and maybe a close friend has to come and save him. Sees Effy kind of tripping and making the heel turn. And I see Effy being I don't know if they want to announce going into Homecoming. I would play it that way of Effy going into Alley catch going into Homecoming, if Effy being the heel that's tormented and Alley being the face, and you know Effy like being the one that slaps Allie when Allie tries to help and do the feel good moment, but Effy kind of rejects it, or just Effy continues to be face and continues the rise, and the heel Allie comes back. That would be interesting because I still want to see a heel Allie more than I want to see. Well, I want to see a heel Effy still too now, but separately. But I would go like I mean. They could do a lot of still things with Effy and this title run, and Allie and Mason, and that's just like right now. That's why I feel like I'm loving GCW is on the rise, and just so many things to talk about with every match, every title, and almost every person. Like Manders even here. Like, is someone put up a list here of all the people that Atticus was been kind of messing around with?
Oh yeah, and just like, been bringing out the worst in him.
Yeah, like it brought out KJ, and look what pulled KJ out of Fuego. Look what's happening. That we've kind of seen. There was someone else even before. I forgot who it was before. Effy that kind of Atticus was bringing out. Like the
I would say Megan. I would say Megan, but Megan didn't budge really.
Yeah. It seems like maybe it was someone real quick, maybe not, but I could see Manders. Maybe that's the way they get Manders to turn kind of heelish and switch up his character and everything, with the mind games playing into him, and he's coming out to save everyone else's ass, but no one's helping him out whenever. So I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of fun things that could be done here with Atticus, with Mason, Manders, Effy, everybody.
Oh man. Okay, what else do we have over here? Let's see. ZMZO, good to see you. I think I just followed you on Twitter too, or you just followed me, something like that. Yeah, Ishmael said KJ is the right choice here to run for the title. I think that's possible.
He's up. Possible. He's top 3 with me. I'm on to number 2 now. Now he's up to number 2. I had Atticus. That was my first shot. I lost. I got Mason, and then if not, I got KJ. I guess, but I don't know. Can I root for KJ against Effy? No, I can't.
Dakota's asking, who is your favorite death match? Jimmy Havoc and Sami Callihan. I think it'd have to be a Gage match of some sort. I know that Gage Tremont has had a couple really good ones together. I think a couple of them have even reached the top 10 or top 20. So I'd have to say something like that probably. Do you have a favorite death match off the top of your head? That's a rough one, right?
Drew Parker, Cologne, Atticus.
Dude, yeah.
Saying some names there, but those are the ones that pop in my mind as like my favorites.
And what else do we have here? Matt Brown saying, I don't want to see a heel Effy. Let him be the Ricky Steamboat of GCW. All good feels. Not against it. I think what it is, though, is we just want to play with our toy a little differently than usual. You know what I mean? Like, I just
feel like, why not? Like, I just feel like wrestlers, like, if this hasn't worked, are you and not saying like Effy could be exactly happy and he's not going to change. But I'm saying, like, wrestlers that maybe want to go up to the bigger companies, like, why stay the same character, same everything for years after years and nothing changing?
100%.
I had a year, I tried, it didn't work. Try something new the next year. Why the hell not? Like, it just reinvent yourself and try new things out, is my opinion.
Right here, Juggalo said, I'm already used to a heel Effy. Yeah, anybody who's watching Lunacy is definitely used to a heel Effy. B, you're going to love Brett on the mic. He gets on the mic, starts shitting on fans.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, Juggalo said, yeah, check out Effy's time there. Okay, James, chat, go for it. What GCW shows should I watch tonight? My recommendation would be NGI 2.
I'll be honest. Else? I'm gonna promote it. Sorry, Brett. Go check out JCW. Juggalo. Get caught up before the craziness in the next couple nights here. I would check out JCW. That's what I'm going to promote right there.
Oh, Frankie said clusterfuck Dallas.
If you're looking for a good feel good last year's clusterfuck, last year's, not this year's. Last year's cluster, that was a great way to end a good hot wrestling weekend.
I would get into this one on a regular night. Is it the same character? I think they have shades of being the same character because they both wear nice outfits and whatnot. Now, when it comes to heel work in ring, I could see where Richard and KJ do have some similarity in their heel work with their crowd interaction. B, do you have anything on this one?
I want to say
Yeah.
yes and no at the same time. Um, I know it's getting late. I know you said you didn't want to get into it, but here I had this note earlier. I think I'm safe now. I don't think he's in the chat anymore.
Oh yeah. No.
A
We've got
friend.
time. I just didn't want
Okay,
to. We have plenty of time. I just didn't want to. I told you around 2 hours, and I feel
you're
bad
good.
if we.
Well,
As long as you're good, I'm good.
I have this note here, and I was checking to say it earlier because I don't know how it was going to be taken, and I'm probably going to be getting a message here after this. Someone in chat said maybe a certain wrestler is sliding into championship contention. Now, I agree with that if he's talking about the JCW championship contention. Because what if our Foxcatcher now has all this extra money because they're not spending it on frivolous things like masks to please fans. They're not spending it on weekend travels with best friends and carrying some loads. So they have some extra money to spend now on themselves, and they've seen what spending time and money on themselves and investing in themselves in a different way than to please himself instead of pleasing other people, how that would come off as a Foxcatcher champion. Now, I like that idea because I also kind of said the same thing earlier with Holiday. Holiday might be out of GCW, but it doesn't mean he has a good role in. If JCW is going to become a regular thing, that's a kind of a name I would kind of build around as a heel to build up a company. And I think Richard Holiday would be a good Foxcatcher as well. But that's what I just wanted to say earlier, but I was too chicken too early. I think I'm safe to say it now. Sorry.
Right here, Holiday differs from KJ because Holiday was always an asshole. KJ, we saw the transformation in real time. True. Yeah, I think what he's saying is just the approach of heel work. I'm guessing. And Frankie's betting on this one too. East Coast says don't expect any Foxcatcher story outside. Yeah, I'm with Frankie here. I feel like that is JCW only. Like if you want to see it, you need to see it down there. So I think that's what's going on there. I agree with Frankie. TV money. James says, oh my God, Marcus turn. I'm into it. Okay, so we talked about this before. I'm into Marcus being the JCW champion. I think that he puts on quality matches all the time now. Every GCW show, I don't have a problem with him, being our worker at that level. By all means.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, I said the same way. I would be. See, I wouldn't. Here's where I think Holiday has value. Holiday,
he's a face maker.
He
hates me for that.
Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that tweet here after this statement here. Did you see that tweet? Apparently, I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to tag in or anything. And what little on social media I was on, I saw that and I want to get on that. This is where I think Holiday as a Foxcatcher makes a lot of good sense. Where if it goes after the JCW championship and now he's the heel champion, you build up a Marcus as a face through the WWID programming and everything else. And as you just said, he improves and puts on a good quality match every single time. The heat that Holiday gets will help Marcus with a face. I would and make him now your face of JCW after a couple months of Holiday terrorizing it. I think that's a great call that you said, Marcus Mathers being the leader of JCW. All right, let's go back to that tweet. Sorry.
I would like to see that come in. Which tweet?
All right, so
with Mason yeah. So I thought it was funny as shit. He's a good guy. Behind the scenes,
he's a little narcissistic, but I don't know about a good guy.
He's very nice to me. Even though he stopped following us after you called him boring. When you said that one time, he was like, oh shit. And then, he didn't like that very much, but actually he, every now and then he'll send me like, hey, retweet this or whatever, just, whatnot. So yeah, I actually think that he does have a superpower there with, helping facilitate, heels get over. I don't have a better way to put it. I don't know about who else could do that with Mason.
Get over.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
no, you get no.
Yeah, who else? Who can facilitate? Exactly. There's something special there. Yeah, I think there's something special. I like it.
Tell him, Frankie.
These
Tell him,
guys.
Frank, get that JC out of here.
Oh, that's because
Juggalo, just
Juggalos
kidding.
used to Juggalo
I know,
wrestling. So yeah, because
I like this idea.
actually, so I'll help out on that one. Generally it's always JCW's jersey in here because we normally don't have the JCW kind of back and forth. So most people are used for the last 2.5 years of saying JCW just jersey. So yeah, we're still adjusting to it. We're going to get it at some point. Anything else on this one that you can think of?
I just think I think GCW is just in a very good place right now because look at all that stuff we talked about on one show, but every match you could build stories and fun ideas out of a lot of stuff. And as people on our 3-year anniversary week that been covering GCW for 3 years, the one thing we've always, every single time, I think I've said it every show, I've said I want stories, more stories, and now we're getting not just one story at a time, we're getting multiple and seeing these stories kind of play out week after week. And on social media, I am very happy in seeing where GCW is progressing, and like I predicted kind of earlier in the summer, and I hope it kind of comes to fruition and Homecoming puts it into perspective that GCW is kind of back to where it was. Homecoming, Cardona versus Gage, and it's been awesome to watch and see over the last few months.
Back to the happiness. Happy Taco Tuesday, everyone. I'm inspired. Actually, some Taco Bell after this might kind of sound good. Maybe JCW and GCW in Arizona. Okay, so JCW really doesn't get outside of Jersey that I've seen in the last year or two.
Juggalo.
Oh, Juggalo. See, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, it goes back and forth. I'm still not used to it. So yeah, so sorry guys. Yeah, oh gosh, that would be so nice.
Hey, real fast, Frank, maybe you could get this in. Maybe it's been said in the group chat or not. I missed it, but God's hate.
Yeah.
Any update on that, Frankie? That's all I want to say. I don't know. I now don't know what was said or anything. Any update on God's hate? That's what I'll say.
There you go.
Is this still after yesterday's announcement? Oh, maybe that's what he's saying is okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what's been announced or anything yet. That's why I'm just watching it a little bit.
Here we go. He said, no God's hate.
Oh no. Okay.
How much for that? You were wanting to get body slammed, weren't you?
That was the one band I wanted to see, to be honest with you at that show. Like I wanted to go stay an extra day just for them. That's what I was talking about. Great one. Yeah, I know that they're on hiatus, but like I didn't know if that affected what Frankie's talking about or not. Yeah. Okay. That's unfortunate. Oh well.
So Juggalo said that there was a taping in Tucson. So you never know. Never know. It could be possible. Not against it. I'm now that I've fallen in love with some of the wrestlers, you're going to do the same thing. You already know Fun Structure. You're going to fall in love with some of the wrestlers.
I get to see Facade on an almost weekly basis. I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really,
that's another good point. Dude, there's a lot of talent, a lot of experience. So I'm happy they do what they do, but you're going to love the venue. You're going to love the presentation. Very, very straightforward presentation. It's what the wrestlers do that make it different. I mean, it has a very...
Sorry, we'll talk about the card coming up here, and I'm just excited to talk about that card coming up later too, of what they seem to be producing.
So then I'll ask you this question, and I want to ask fans in chat. I feel Dallas is the southern home for GCW. LA is west. AC is the east. Who is the north? Who's the northern home for GCW? Who do you think that is, B?
I was going to say New York, but I guess that counts as east. Chicago, yeah. Talia Hall.
I think Chicago is about as close as we have. I haven't really seen like wild shit in North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Seattle.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. Shows in the
Chi-town. Chi-town. I think Chicago's it, guys.
There we go.
Hell yeah,
unanimous.
Hell yeah. All right. I just figured I'd get that out of the way. I just thought it was a fun little question. So yeah, Brett implies GCW is on a hot streak right now. I agree, at least for the past month or more. What changed that you feel has changed their trajectory? My writing, I'll just tell you up front because I don't want to. I felt that GCW is the destination for wrestlers right now, especially ones who are coming from WWE. I feel like we're the hot party chick. Everybody wants to do us once, but they don't want to commit. And I feel like that's okay because we did you too. But it's just been the influx of ex-WWE talent and accessibility. WWE fans bringing their kids, merch, signatures, and picks are a lot cheaper. So, you know, getting Elayna Black would probably be about what, $100, $150 in WWE, but now $50, you know, and you can spend some more time with them. The fan experience of GCW is more interactive. Here's a great example. We have 46 signatures on this flag. We've paid a total of $120. 3 of those signatures are over half that money. Cardona being $25 of it. I can tell you right now, for less than one meetup, I put 46 signatures on this fucking flag, and quite a few of those signatures up there, they're on TV now. You know, I got Sabu up there. I've got Billy Starks up there. I've got Nick Wayne up there. I've got Speedball Mike Bailey up there, just one after another after another. I recommend fans, if you're new, get a flag and start getting it signed. It is so cool to collect, really. Bigger crowd, because the GCW locker room, I think, has been stepping it up at bigger shows. I think that wrestler enthusiasm has been showing. They've been wrestling hungrier. I also think there's been more storylines. That's kind of what I have as an answer as to what I feel has been working better. Is there anything you maybe could add to it that you think has been the success?
Like I said, I agreed with Brett a couple months ago. I was saying this as you said, like you think it's been hot last month. I think a couple months ago with some of these announcements, as you said, I said of those like 4 women wrestlers, I think that's going to be a big draw to GCW. Some of these names, the locations, and some of the stuff that they're doing with it, with them, and also the locations is a big thing. But also, I think the stories is kind of, and people doing stuff on social media throughout the week. And we got JCW story, we got the Effy story, we got Atticus, we got Mason, we got Japan coming up. Like we got the Ultraviolet and Matt Tremont defending every week. He's doing JCW stuff. Like there's a lot of stuff to being talked about. And I think having stuff to talk about is being very good and fun as fans to do, and just think about and kind of creatively book and think of outside the box ways and what GCW can do that other companies can't do with any talent that comes our way. So I think between all of that and the freedom to do what they want to do is a big reason. And like the fans, is I think the talent they've brought in is for GCW. We've seen some other names. I don't want to bring any up, but we've seen some other names we brought in. Like we said, why are they bringing them in? And then they performed even that one time. Like, okay. And then we never saw them again. It's like, yay. What was the point of that? Didn't fit GCW and was a big waste. At least these new names are people that I think our fans are going to enjoy and have enjoyed. And I think have a lot to look forward to of what could possibly be going down the line for the future in GCW. I think what you said too, the fans and the loudness and the hot crowds, for me, a big feel of what, like right away, like second sentence of the night, I wrote that crowd looks full. It was loud. Like that's what makes me more excited right away into these shows. And I think the fans and the energies that they do and how full it looks and kind of how they act all night long is a big way. And I think going a long way of bringing in new fans as well through the TV screens.
What about weaknesses right now? The only one I have is tag team championships lacking a storyline.
Real fast, one more strength. I think you said the wrestlers stepping up their game and like improving it. I think that has a lot to do with the connections with the WWID. Now they realize, hey, they are keeping an eye on us. Our shows and our company is out there. And I think that's making everybody step up their game, not just in ring, but creativity and trying to cut the cookie cutter way of not just being what everyone else is, doing shit their own different ways and being creative in the ring as well. And their characters, I think we're starting to see a lot of that real fast. I think that's what's also a strength right now in GCW. Weakness right now, I would say, a weakness. I don't want to say not listening to the fans, because like, we still got to let all these stories play out, but Yeah, the tag team right now not having a story is kind of hurting. I don't know though. I think yeah, I don't know. What have I complained about as of late? I haven't complained about
Really,
stories as
we would like to change up the booking of the Jersey Championship Wrestling a little bit. I know we've talked about that because Masha's kind of in a position
yeah,
where
that's
she's so
JCW.
dominant. She's so dominant that she's predictable, and that kind of takes the fun out of the, you
I
know.
guess maybe some predictability of the booking of like Effy's title defenses or title defenses in general. Just because a tag team, like you don't have to make it a title match unless it makes sense, in my opinion. But there we go. I was just about to say I agree with you there. You threw it to my eyes. The predictability of some of the booking is sometimes not good, but like I don't like I said, Effy and Atticus. 50-50 is perfectly fine in my book. Now his next couple, even against Takeda, he's got to defend against Takeda in Japan. I can see him losing it to Takeda and Takeda bringing that bitch over here at Homecoming, defending it against somebody that makes a lot of sense and we haven't seen match up in a while in GCW and possibly returning to make a cool moment. That makes a lot of that's something I didn't even think about till just now. I mean, there's a lot of cool things like that makes right now Effie's does not look as predictable as he was against like defending against super crazy and stuff like that.
What's up, Skittle? Good to see you, man.
ZM slow, ZM Zo. I'm gonna say slow, too slow in my opinion. Way
Thoughts
too
on the
slow for
pace? Yeah.
having months between shows, and I for me way too slow.
Let's see what else we have here. He said, but they don't sell that flag no more. No, actually, I think I had to go to eBay, and I think I went through a flag maker, and I got the biggest one they had because that's exactly what I was looking for. Was that? So yeah, that flag is. I can't remember how much I paid for it. I think $29.99, $25. Like it wasn't a huge amount of money, but it fit the show and we were already getting signatures on it. And you know, yeah, Skittle, we love you too, man. It's good to see you. Hopefully we get you in more rotation than just backyard. Keep working your ass off, brother. And also, since this is a GCW group, if you want to see a recent sighting of Nick Gage in action in the ring, Skittle hosted a wrestling a wrestling show and he was on there. So just so you know, also Frankie Abrams just said my 5 foot by 8 foot was $30 on Amazon. So there you go. That's only to fill in the holes if GCW isn't selling one. Probably not the best thing to do as company people, but at the same time,
Real quick, check out GCWmerch.com.
There you go. Also check out gcwmerch.com just to make sure they don't have a flag that's comparable there. But the bigger ones, you may have to go outside to look for it. Yeah, someone here, Crow says, go through a flag maker. Yeah, when you bring this, the bigger the flags, you're probably going to need to find someone to make it for you. Yeah, Frankie right there. It flew over Hammerstein and the American Dream. Hell yeah. So there you go. Frankie's got the biggest flag I've seen. 5 by 8. I think mine is 5 by 3. Yeah, I think 5 by 3. It's not 6 foot. All right, here. So let's see if there was anything else. Yeah, what would you change? I have a couple things I'd like to change, and this is just for fun. Really. I'd use Microman more. Especially when we have crossover fans from the WWE. I think he's a star. I think that he's something that people even on TV wrestling don't get to see. Also, I'd like to see a larger focus on clips of social media. That's something where I think with as many high spots and nasty blood spots as they have, there should be way more clips going out. Not giving enough caveats to the Patreon fans. I think that they should be in the building first, 15 minutes early. They should be the first to talk with wrestlers and first to merch. There's not a lot of us. I'm not against that. I do know I'm beating my head against the wall there. What about you, B? What would you like to change?
GCW shows that was promised to them on Patreon. They should get that as well.
Yes. Yes. Shirts also are kind of important in this scenario.
Shirts. What do you? Okay, maybe you didn't hear me. History of GCW shows.
Oh
Back on
yeah,
Patreon.
yeah, yeah.
That's
That's
our bad.
probably a good
That's
idea
our
there
bad.
too.
No, I would change. Like, I love the chaos, like the chaos that they did with the JCW brawl into the streets, and I would end shows on cliffhangers. Make each show feel like you can't miss. I think that's what made old school GCW, like not old school, but older GCW shows when it was hot. Every show felt can't miss for whatever its own reason was. I would just kind of end more chaos, more cliffhangers, and make each show important for what it is.
I think that's everything on that one. Anything else you would like to say about Gilly's boss of all bosses?
No, these comments are hysterical.
Wait, it's not the size of the flag. Yeah. Look at these guys. We're slacking. We're not slacking. Don't worry. We're getting to Thursday's show. We're almost there. Top performances of the weekend. I just put Sam Stackhouse and KJ Orso I Quit match. That was the top of the food chain for me all weekend.
Yep, same. Out of all the wrestling I've watched all weekend, that was by far the best and best thing I've seen all week for sure.
And then I'll just summarize the storyline progressions that happened this weekend. We had returns of Dulce, Gringo Loco, Cappuccino, Ninja Mack, Dante Leon, and referee Dan Perch. We had the debut of Fireball Gavin Ash. We had Brody Lee Jr. show up and put a hurting on Joey. We had the meeting between Cardona and Shotzi that's still continuing. The matchup between Elayna Black and Priscilla Kelly at GCW, pretty cool. And then last was Tremont and Murdoch. That's GCW's Ultraviolent Champion versus the ICW American Deathmatch World Champion. So I would say those things were pretty much the movements on storylines that we saw this weekend. I'd have to say that's a pretty busy show, and again, a hell of a lot busier of a show than we would have seen even a year ago out of this company.
Yep, definitely. I love the storyline progressions for sure.
Want to go into this upcoming show real quick then?
All right, Juggalo, pay attention right now.
All right, Juggalo, this is it right here. This is your moment, that what you've been waiting on. The Showcase Showdown, Thursday, July 17th, GCW JCW Showcase Showdown. This is from the Majestic Theater in Detroit, Michigan. The first match we have on here, Caleb Conley versus Cocaine. If anybody listened to our show, I think it was Too Tough Tony that was saying Caleb Conley was impressive in the ring, and he's somebody that he feels has a very bright future down the road.
I said that a long time ago when he showed up at a random GCW scramble. I'm like, is that the same Caleb Conley from TNA? Because holy shit, like what were they doing with him? Like I wanted to see Caleb Conley like that way more often. And yeah, I agree with Too Tough Tony on what he said there.
So now wait till you watch Lunacy and you see Sam Stackhouse, not as Sam Stackhouse. Have you seen his character at JCW yet?
Nope. And what I'm doing right now is typing in on YouTube JCW.
Bro, it's so different. It's so different that my wife didn't know it was Sam. And I said, look at the tattoo. Look at that Sam.
Oh, is it the mask guy?
Yeah.
Okay, I see it in the thumbnail right now.
There's another reason why we should love Caleb. Trained by George fucking South. And I'll double this one right here. George South is a wrestling god. I actually had a chance in LA to say, hey, I've been watching you for years. Thank you so much. God bless you, kind of thing. You know, just like he is, kind of thing. And yeah, that's something I very much remember, looking down at those scuffed white boots. Pretty cool, man. And let's see. Get Abaddon and GCW. Now we're talking. I think that's another name we have to see, and fans would flock for that one too. Yep. That's another TV name that, first of all, poor Abaddon has been stifled for years now and needs to fully express themselves also. So I think the indies are just waiting for Abaddon to break out of their shell. Our next match was Too Tough Tony, Willie Mack, Mickey Knuckles versus Colby, Grayson, and We Don't Know. So I don't know what to say about that one too much, because honestly, we both love Too Tough Tony, Willie Mack, and Mickey. So I don't know. Maybe I'm team JCW for that one.
Same.
Yeah. The team of I'm sorry, not the team. I'm sorry here. We have a women's match. Alice Crowley versus Haley J versus Christina Marie versus Rachel Armstrong. I'm pro Alice Crowley here. I'm JCW again. Sorry, I don't know, man. Haley J is a badass though, and Rachel Armstrong, I don't know much about Christina Marie. Rachel Armstrong, every time I've seen her, it hasn't been enough for me to say, hey, but I know that like anyone else, she's still building and growing. But you're thinking Alice on this one too?
And isn't she part of Vandal 48? Or am I mistaken? Is that someone else?
No, but we
No?
talked
Okay.
about having Alice in there because Alice is loosely 440.
Okay, that's why I meant not Vandal 48. Okay. What I meant to say was isn't she the one with the history with
Yes.
Atticus? Okay, that's who I was rooting for.
Let's see here. Christina Marie is great. And then Haley J has been in OVW and Reality Wrestling, so well trained. And that's why I was saying Haley J is an ass kicker.
Hey, Juggalo, real fast. I got YouTube a Juggalo Championship up. What episode do I need to start where they start this GCW stuff at?
At this point, I think it's like 8 episodes back. Don't kill me, but I think it's like that. So you can at least watch the invasions, though. If you fast forward, you can see where the run-ins happen. Okay. So it's not as terrible as you think. Like the last Lunacy show, you could cut it down to 10 minutes if you really just went for the invasion portion. But I recommend, dude, you really check it out. It's fucking good.
I will.
They bust their ass. Okay, next one here, BOF versus the Outbreak. Not gonna lie, I don't know much about either team. Do you know much about either team?
I was just about to say I don't never
Okay.
heard of either of them. No offense.
No, not a problem right here. Haley's also part of the crop of Indian deathmatch guys and girls in Dana White's Power Slap. Oh, that's right. Haley was the one that
and her and
oh
Juicy.
she passed the fuck out. She hit someone and they just fucking dropped like a fucking rock. It was beautiful. What else do we have? We need Danhausen back also. If Danhausen will cut promos and be creative, yes. If Danhausen strictly wrestles, it's been so. Not great, not terrible. So I'll just put that out there. Alice Crowley was in Power Slap. I did not see her video clip though. Yeah. I'm into that. Dr. Redacted versus Bam Sullivan. Redacted. I'm a Redacted guy.
Easy, yeah.
I don't think that's going to change. I like Bam. It's just I like Redacted. Atticus Cogar versus Man Like Dereiss. This is where the picking gets a little more difficult. What are you thinking here, dude?
That's one of those matches I'm like never thought of. I want it. I think Atticus is going to win just because Man Like Dereiss has nothing kind of going on in GCW storyline at the moment. But yeah, that's a feud or some match. Like one of those ones. I'm like, I missed it and I should have saw it.
Hart says Atticus, as long as Man Like Dereiss gets his shit in, as long as Dereiss gets his shit in, looks great. I don't mind if Atticus wins. Like I said, we're both fans of Atticus. I think we're just waiting for that uphill and then, but there's a reason for everything. And I think that Dereiss is on his way up. And if Atticus is trying to wrestle people that are more higher profile, then I think Dereiss is a great pick. On to our JCW championship match. We have Madman Pondo versus Matt Tremont. Ooh, so is this a unification or is this just strictly a challenge? That's what I want to know.
I had the same reaction. I was like, what? Matt Pondo versus Tremont? Like, that's the one where I was like, okay, I might be fully bought in on this lunacy cards if that's kind of what the stuff that they're doing. I know like we're helping out with some of the names, but that is a strong matchup right there. I was excited for that one.
This is just a challenge. Thank you so much, Juggalo, for that. Oh, Madman Pondo is someone I do want to try to get an interview with on this show, just based on the fact that I've watched him for so many years and he's a Hall of Famer. You know, dude has seen the world. I'm going to ask him to get color on the show. Oh my God, wouldn't that be great? Okay, so then our final match that's been announced so far, we have Effy and Joey Janela versus the Rejects. What in the hell happens there?
Why are the Rejects in JCW often?
No.
So that's what made me kind of scratch my head too. Like if anything, I hope the main event or whatever it ends with Madman Pondo and Tremont, just because it adds to the GCW, JCW. Like this one, I just feel like, why is that even on there? Because not really any GCW, JCW kind of thing. Other than it's going to be a cool match, I think, and interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Effy and Joey there.
With Pondo and Tremont at the place they are in their career, I would ask everybody to maybe just sit back and enjoy it. I don't know how many more times you're going to see these two at it. Pondo's in his high 50s. Tremont is just a damage machine at this point. So yeah, I really do recommend at least enjoying it. And I hope both guys kind of go out there with the realization that, hey, we only have this much time or this much. So, you know, Skittle also made a great point here that they aren't all versus matches. Some are just showcase matches.
Got it. Yep.
Great point.
I'm cool with that too. Yeah.
Yep. And so let's see. Pondo was on the June Lunacy tapings during the ICP tour after he got a run in Japan. Allow me to explain. So essentially GCW and JCW are going to have their own separate matches according to Violent J. Thank you so much for that, Juggalo. And then also, except for the JCW heavyweight title match. So we could steal it off of them, huh?
Interesting.
Yeah, which means the saga I almost hope it happens just for the saga continuing. But again, creatively, give me one JCW shirt and some face paint, and I totally could have had an invasion, and we don't even need a JCW wrestler there. You know? Just put Manders on the floor, put a shirt over him, smear a little face paint on him, make him look like a clown, and be like, bitch, we were here. Yeah. And then pick the shirt back up, and next week do it again, or 2 weeks to someone else. It's not that hard. Yeah. I'm actually looking forward to that. And is that one on Triller or is that one on YouTube? I feel highly misinformed on that one.
I'm going on Triller right now.
Okay, cool.
See anything on
cool.
it.
And chat may know. I'm guessing Juggalo knows.
Yep, it's on Triller.
Okay, cool. And yeah, Juggalo. He just had to type out that's going to be on Triller TV. All right, what else do we have here? Yeah, let's run into Saturday, July 19th, GCW's Bash at the Ballpark from Coney Island, New York. We have 2 people set to appear, but no matches yet. We have Matt Cardona and Masha Slamovich. I'm guessing Masha will eventually have a match. She's a hard worker. Makes sense to me. I could see Cardona coming out just to heat up the fans. I don't know. It just seems like something he would do.
Yeah, I hope he has a match there just to kind of makes more sense. But
bro, it's Coney Island. This is in his backyard. It kind of makes sense. I'm just surprised they didn't announce what that match was just yet. I figured that he would be a higher profile, but I feel like Brett might be waiting on some names because Masha hasn't even had her announcement yet.
Maybe he makes like an open challenge and someone from New York. I'm the real
Is
New
he
Yorker.
Foxcatcher? He's got money.
No,
is he Foxcatcher?
No way, no shot. No, I can see him though, like coming out, like maybe getting like a New York legend. Like, oh, we saw the last of him already though. Homicide would be a cool name to come out.
Also, we have a special JCW Lunacy episode on YouTube airing 6 p.m. Eastern. Yes, make sure you write that one down because again, very GCW related going on here. Cardona is probably going to beef with. Yep, that's it right there. It's going to be mic work.
That makes sense, yeah.
Total mic work. And then Janela versus Ninja Mack. We got the 4-way tag title match. Oh, hell yeah. It's going to be busy as fuck. All right, so we'll get back to it here. Our next match. And this is where we were talking about House of Glory earlier. Amazing Red versus Marcus Mathers. That's a freaking matchup if I've heard one.
That's going to be a big showcase match for Marcus, and it's going to be awesome to see Amazing Red back in GCW.
With Marcus's trajectory, how many times may he even be able to match up with Amazing Red? You know, all WWE has to do is make a phone call. He's off the indies tomorrow.
I feel like that match just kind of like happened recently, or like someone just got like Amazing Red was like a big name for somebody.
That's a good question.
Off the top of my head, I'm speaking out my ass now.
That's what the show is all about, Fred. Next match here. This is going to be really interesting, and I don't know what this will do for booking, but Vandal 48 versus the team of Elayna Black and Priscilla Kelly. God, I want to say Priscilla Presley. It's my inner redneck. Priscilla Kelly. Thoughts on that one?
We were just talking about it seemed like they had a weird match, and now they're going to be teammates against Vandal 48. Like, is this just going to lead to Vandal 48 causing some more dissension between those two? I don't know. Like, it's just that one's a weird match. At first, I was into it, but then I saw the way that this match kind of played out. It didn't seem like they had like, I thought maybe there'd be a friendly match, and you got the best of me. Let's be partners. Go against Vandal 48, and then the story will happen. Seems like, I don't know. It was just weird booking. So I'm interested to see what happens, because you always think something's going to happen with Vandal 48.
A couple things that were said right here. You might be thinking of Amazing Red versus Chris Bay. And Crow said Amazing Red was supposed to face Masha at Hammerstein. Maybe that was something we're thinking of as in the way of a high profile.
Don't know. I'll
never know.
You guys are probably right. Yeah.
Well, that's the good thing, is there's so many people down there that know their shit in chat that it's a beautiful thing, honestly. Imagine the opposite.
Martin us up for sure.
Jonathan Gresham versus Deonna Purrazzo. Talk about another wrestling match. They're going to get it right there.
That one's going to be really good. Gianna's going to come out with something to prove, I think, too. Like, I think when she shows up in GCW, I think out of all the names that's coming back, and she gets a few more dates, she's going to be the one that's going to be watch out, because the way she's not being used in AEW and Ring of Honor, like, she's going to come out with a point to prove, and I can't wait to see her. And this is going to be a very good start and very good showcase of what she's capable of against Jonathan Gresham.
And I know Deonna Purrazzo is a little up there, on the mountain. I'd slap the JCW on her any day too. Sorry, Jersey, the Jersey belt on her any day too. And if she was active at GCW right now, she would probably be my main target for Foxcatcher, because she just seems like she would be a great matchup there.
That's a name I never even thought of.
On to our next match. We have Tommy Dreamer versus Mance Warner. What are we getting there? Do you think it's going to be a blood fest? You think Tommy's going to, no?
It's going to go to the crowd. It's going to have a lot of crowd interaction for sure. It's going to feel like one of those old school 1980s WCW matches. But this is where I said, this is where I think Mance gets away from deathmatch royalty. And even if as a solo, he goes and have these spotlight, crazy fun matches, I'm in for it, and I'm actually really looking forward to this match. I totally forgot this match was announced.
I just want to go back on this real quick, because Clown said she's going to use this match to prove Tony should be booking her.
Yep.
And hopefully it's a good attendance. You never know with baseball. Baseball is always it's interesting. Sometimes they could have half the stands, they could have a quarter, they could have full. You never know. I'm guessing they're going to have the ring on the field. So, I mean, there's going to be some empty area there on at least one side. So I think they're probably going to shoot from one side, and then they're going to have the fans in the crowd then behind. But I'm not really sure how that's going to go. But I know that Brett was doing a giveaway for some tickets for that show tonight on Whatnot. So again, I recommend, even if you don't buy anything, check in on Whatnot, because he's giving away tickets. He's got people coming on there. It's good to be the boss, GCW Tag Team Championship. We have the champions, Young, Dumb, and Price. They're going to be going against the team of Infinity and Beyond, also the team of High Seas, and the team of the Prospects. That's going to be our high flyer, fun, fast action one right there. Do you think from what we're seeing right now, is that a possibility to open the show? Normally I wouldn't say this, but GCW's done it before.
I don't think it's going to be as high flying as you think. I think it's going to be more of a lot of false finishes and in-ring stuff, especially those teams of Infinity and Beyond and High Seas. I know of the prospects I haven't really seen or heard much of. I think one name I have, someone tweeted out. I think it's more going to be just that one's going to be just to put the whole crowd behind Alec Price and Oliver. They're going to go flying around and everything to get the crowd hyped up. Yeah, that'd be a good first match to kind of get the crowd into it for sure.
And we didn't touch on this, but Effy versus Charles Mason in the main event. This is the GCW World Championship. We talked about Effy and Atticus, but we didn't do too much talking about Effy and Charles Mason. What's his angle right now? Because I mean, it was Atticus and Charles going at it, but right now Atticus is out. That leaves Charles.
I hope we see a video from Charles Mason here before Saturday and get a little bit more behind of what his kind of game plan is. And we all know he just wants the title. Didn't matter if it was Effy or Atticus holding it. I want to see like what he says, especially kind of after what we've kind of seen. And we talked about the other company, House of Glory, and kind of the stuff that he's been put through there. I want to see now with his one chance here in GCW finally to get his hands on a world title of what he does with it and what he will do or plans on doing to kind of get us a little bit more into the match. Because for me, as you said, I know like I was focused on Atticus and everything. And then, yeah, I felt like, okay, Effy moves to Mason, but now what's Mason going to do? And is Atticus going to somehow get back into this and blame Mason? Or is Mason going to go alone with this? I don't know. It's going to be fun to see, and I hope we do get see or hear more of it. Even Effy, I want to hear what Effy thinks, because we had a response to Effy, or Effy had a response to Atticus after a video. I want to see more from Effy responding to Mason too, if Mason comes out with the video.
It was foreshadowed, it was kind of obvious that Mason and Slade got along really well. If Mason decides to employ Slade in his run to the championship, Effy's in trouble.
Yep.
Effy, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, I mean, Slade's getting ready to take on Takeda.
You think Effy brings in Pero for backup?
I don't know. I know this much. More people should be having Effy's back, though. Effy has everyone's back. Pero would be a great decision. And I think that if there's anyone for representation or whatnot, right there is the best one for the job. He's a hoss. He fits the fucking job 100%. Yeah, actually that would be my pick, especially. And we need a good position for him right now. I think that's a great spot for him. You know, Effy's enforcer. Maybe Effy needs a little somebody to watch him because all his friends are injured, gone, or not on the show.
I don't know. I was thinking it was just a crazy finish to that match to get to what I want, but whatever.
Hey, you know what? It would be nice to know that Effy has a surprise friend somewhere that would cover his butt if he needed help. Because Effy has always been there for others. Another reason why that heel turn might be facilitated by the fact that he's always been there for others. Others always haven't been there for him. And now the fans are turning. It makes for
been there from anybody since being the champion.
Yeah, I think he saved oh gosh, maybe one person. I don't know. I interesting. It's all interesting. It's been very open to interpretation. His entire run so far has been very open. That's why another reason why I think Ali was set to win was because I know Effy would definitely have had a couple turns and twists in there that I haven't seen as much. So I really want to see a second Effy run after Effy's had a chance to put pencil to paper and really gotten down exactly what he wants instead of being surprised with the title. But again, I'm speculating.
Yeah.
So that's GCW's Bash at the Ballpark from Coney Island. Again, that's on Saturday, July 19th. I hope everyone gets out there and just has fun. It's going to be GCW in a different atmosphere. And if there's anything GCW needs out there, it'll be its hardcore fans. You know, show up and just go have fun. You know, start a couple fights with some baseball dads. You know, enjoy it. You know, maybe there's dollar beers. Take it in, man. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoys themselves and has fun. We will definitely be reviewing those shows on our next show next Tuesday. Anything else you can think of, sir?
No, I think we did a lot of talking this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. I did not think that almost 3 hours was going to come of this one show. Hey, screw it, man. Hey, well, it's like we say we're not going to talk and then we talk. Is that a bad thing?
Right.
Well, that was it. GCW boss of all bosses from Gillies in Dallas, Texas. What do you say, bud? I go through my little spiel and we get the hell out of here for the night.
Kev, you missed the whole show, brother.
Fucking Kev. What's up, dude? I love Kev. Hey, no shit. You just missed us saying goodbye. I'm not kidding. We just took one Dallas show and literally reviewed almost as long as the show was. So
we got 40 more minutes to cover. So hang tight.
Yeah, 40 more minutes and we'd be good to go. But hey, Kev, honestly, it's good seeing you, man. You're just another one of the familiar names like Crow, Juggler, all these people that have come in, man. Overtime Clown, great one, Frank. Yeah. Thank you all tonight, Skittle. God, it was good seeing you. Who else did we have in here tonight? KJ was in here. Beastman came in tonight. So, I mean, it was just busy night in chat. Brant was not threatened in any way tonight. That was nice. That was nice. Yeah, you haven't.
Ease my way back into it.
Hey, you're a good sport. Everybody likes fucking with you. That's a good thing.
Why do you think I was missing for those few weeks? I had to go in hiding.
That's right. And before that show, we have to say whoop whoop to our brothers out there. And again, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell if you want to be notified when we go live next time. Please leave a comment. It's free and helps our algorithm. Please like us and leave a comment. That would be greatly appreciated. Super chats are available if you want to donate. And for those who have donated, thank you very much. You can find B on Twitter at B_GC World. And you can find me on Twitter at _ just kidding. I don't have an underscore. At GC World Podcast. Don't trust what I say. Trust the little words at the bottom there. And as always, thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with us tonight. We will be seeing you next week. And let's send them out like we always do, B.
Long
live. Long live. GCW.
Thank you, everyone.
And who ends the stream? You or me?
I got it.
You got it. Love you guys.